Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi out here. It's Tuesday morning. We're doing Freak Tuesday trivia as usual. But yesterday was a big day for the new 2025-2026 NBA season. The Raptors doing their media day yesterday, and it was quite a lively day, I'll say. Quite a lively day. I was very, very happy with the interviews with the Raptors starting five and Coach Darko. And then all the extra stuff, the live streaming stuff. Well, MLSC, Toronto Raptors, you find out what I do is not very easy right here. I mean, they have some mic problems like crazy. It made me feel good being a one-man show and not being a multi-billion billion-dollar company. Being able to run my show every single day, every day of the year at this time, I'm proud because honestly, it was a shit show the way the Raptors ran their live streaming with Akil Augustine yesterday. It was a shit show. And honestly, I feel bad for Akil. He could be in trouble, y'all. Seriously. But who knows? Maybe not. Maybe he's not in trouble. But either way, man, the technical craziness with the live stream stuff they tried to do around the interviews was hilarious to a degree because it was really bad. And they try to do trivia on the show too. Man, y'all don't try to do what I do. I write trivia professionally on this channel. Y'all don't write no trivia right because you don't have correct answers. Let's just put it that way. And we're going to talk about that today. So let me get in the comments. I want to do this trivia bad. I wrote trivia about yesterday, and I know y'all know what the subject is. And I see what Ahmed said. He said after the interviews, I turned it off because the "we'll be back soon" thing really annoyed me. Yeah, it was like some sort of Eric Andre basketball mashup. Like, seriously, Akil, you trying to be Eric Andre, bro? Where's Hannibal Buress, man? With your goofy ass talk show and your weird ass shit, man. Very, very weird, man. So all I've seen is the clips. Probably will not do very well. Yeah, some of the questions are derived from the Akil Augustine live show extravaganza. Eric Andre, crazy, weird ass Raptors jumping in, jumping out. I mean, I wish y'all would do it like Eric Andre and make it really surreal and crazy if you're going to have it be so unprofessional. But anyway, besides all that, I'll be talking about this all day. All right, Trevor's here. His words of wisdom are: people think being alone makes you lonely. It's better in surrounding yourself with it's better than surrounding yourself with fake people is the loneliest thing in the world. So he's saying it's better to be by yourself away from fake people and be lonely than be in a life with people that are fake and be lonely with them. You're probably right, because you can find more solitude and peace on your own. Yeah, these are the choices in some ways I've made right here to get away from that. So yeah, I appreciate your words of wisdom, Trevor J. As always, all the glory to God, right? That's what we're saying now. All the glory to God. And thank you, God. You are a great God, and thank you for everything that you give us. And we wish only the best for fellow mankind, this planet, and smart people get back in power, and we start turning the tide back against fascism once again at some point. That'd be great. That'd be great. And also, let's get the Raptor season really good, please, Lord above, and see if them get to the playoffs and make some major noise. That's what they were saying yesterday. That's what they're all about. That's right. Trevor's saying RJ, Scotty, Ingram, IQ, they're coming to take your head off. Yeah, in some ways, I know you guys want to say come for blood, coming for heads. In this age, in this way, we're going into dark ages. We don't need to be saying violent terms like this. Seriously. Let's just say they're coming to compete. They're coming to do things this season. I mean, I don't like the imagery because honestly, there's enough violence and gore and sadness and genocide and bullshit in this world right now that coming for blood or coming for heads, it's just in poor taste right now. There's really is people coming for heads right now. And in some ways, we can't like use the vernacular that is that violent at this point. That's brutal violence. That's the kind of stuff from the Crusades coming to take people's heads off. And I ain't about that right now. There's already enough sad, fucked up shit happening around this world that we can't be coming for blood. We're not coming for blood. We're not coming for heads. We are coming to play basketball, and we're coming to beat teams by getting a higher score than them. So no more violent rhetoric. There's enough violent rhetoric in this world being pumped by the idiots that are running the United States right now. Let's see. James is saying Ingram was most surprised with RJ this summer. Yeah, there's something about this maybe in my trivia. Let's not get all my questions all messed up before I even get into them. But James, good morning to see you, man. Let's see. Do you see RJ taking another jump this season? Of course. Of course. And that's part of what you're talking about here. Ingram saying that he was really impressed with RJ, the way he works in this offseason. He said he thought he was just a gunner, but he actually has a well-rounded game, and seeing his process from behind the scenes and watching RJ Barrett, he has a newfound respect for him. He's very, very impressed with him. So listen, RJ ain't wasting this summer, busting his ass, trying to get better and better and better every day to come back and not make a jump in his game. He understands the assignment, and he will be making a jump this year. And the big jump for him is really that he's going to try and be more efficient. It's a similar thing for Grady Dick. It's a similar thing for a couple other guys on the team. And it's about making sure that they're playing quality minutes of efficiency this season, because this is a very crowded field that we got planned for us. And, to make your statement to want to get more playing time in the rotation, you better be playing very efficient this year, because Darko's got tough decisions to make this year. And he will be making them according to efficiency. So if RJ wants to play as much as he wants to play, which he will, I know he will, he's got to play efficient. And that's really what it is. So I see him making a huge jump with his efficiency. And also, you know what? He's never been a bad defender. As he said yesterday, I don't get why people have labeled me with a bad defender. Everybody gets a scout, and people are saying that I'm a bad defender. That's BS. It's never been true. In some ways, he played on a Knicks team where guys were not team defenders, and they left everybody else on the islands by themselves often. And that's where RJ looked bad, was when he was in New York, when he had teammates he couldn't depend on to have his back on defense. So, he even described it yesterday, man. It's nice being on a team where my teammates are all for one for all, and there's no freezing out. It's like I've been on teams where things get selfish and the ball stops moving. And, well, that's the Knicks. The Knicks, a couple of years when RJ was there, the ball stopped moving and the offense stagnated, and they looked worse and worse for it. In some ways, RJ looked bad in New York because New York was a bad place for him to play, and it made him look bad. So whether it's defense or whether it's shot selection or whatever was going on with the over-criticizing RJ Barrett in New York City, well, that shit ain't happening here because we're a real team and we have each other's backs in Toronto. In New York, y'all didn't really have each other's backs. You left each out on islands on defense, and RJ looked worse on defense for it. That's just the damn truth right there. You would like to see him improve his free throw percentage and get better at mid-range shots. Yeah, I'm totally about his free throw percentage. Once again, since RJ showed up in Toronto, for some reason his free throw percentage is submarine, and that is weird because he's been a good free throw shooter in New York. It's just that since he's been in Toronto, his concentration has lagged, and he's had some problems with making free throws correctly. I need you to get over 70% free throw shooting this year, RJ, okay? That's part of the jump that we want to see, and that's an easy one to do. Just listen, James is requesting this. Raptor Freak James would like to see you shoot over 70% from the free throw line. I would like to see the same thing. I'll get in on that one too. So please, I second James. Can we get your free throw percentage up to 70? If you got over 75% free throw percentage this year, RJ, I'd be so happy. I would be so happy. Just concentrate and stop turning your hand when you're shooting with the shot. That's why you keep missing, RJ. I'm a coach. I can look at mechanics. I can see it from where I'm sitting over here as a fan. And when you shoot your free throw, you're turning your push hand just a little bit, and it's turning the ball to the side of the rim, and it's not going in straight. So stop turning your push hands, RJ. And start using your knees more too. You need to bend and bring the power for your free throw up through your knees. I know this is basic shit, and I know Rowan Barrett Sr. probably went over this with you already. But in some ways, maybe we need a refresher on the basics of free throw shooting and how to get a set shot. That's right. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. James is saying, would you be opposed to RJ taking a Ginobili type role off the bench? RJ and Grady Dick give you the best bench in the NBA, in my opinion. I don't really want RJ off the bench. No, I think that there's a lot of people that have been pushing for this on Reddit and social media places, but I don't like it. I don't like it. RJ is one of our best scorers. And in some ways, this is the thing. We have a hierarchy on this team right now. We have a designated five. This whole entire summer, they've been practicing together. Darko said yesterday that he has very much been putting this five together as much as possible in all scenarios, wherever they go around the world this summer. So Brandon, Scotty, RJ, Emmanuel, and Yak have been playing together as a unit for months this summer. And in some ways, well, we got to see that starting five. I'm not about trying to get people out of that starting five already when we haven't even seen it play. So let's let it go out there and see what happens. The early results, what they're saying is, this is what Darko said, is that from what he's seen of the starting five guys playing together this summer, that they're very naturally finding each other in a natural way that is very unselfish, and they're getting really good shots off each other, and they're finding each other, and it looks really good, the synergy between the 5 starters for the Raptors. Now we get into the season, we play a couple months, and it's not working. Well, maybe an adjustment make then, but there's no reason to call for this now, Raptors fans, because in some ways it may not even be RJ, the one who's taken out the starting lineup. It's all up in the air, and we only got to see what happens. If they're successful and the Raptors just start winning like crazy, and that starting lineup stays that starting lineup for the whole entire season, I'll be very happy. I'll be very, very happy, because that'll mean that we did not have any problems, and that starting lineup just cruised right through the season, and they didn't even get hurt. That would be amazing. Oh, my God. That would be amazing. So, no, I ain't about this at all, because in some ways we have been putting in time to build them up, and we haven't even gotten a chance to see them all play together because Emmanuel's been hurt. Brandon has never played for us before, and we need to see this. We need to see this. So let's not switch it before it happens. Trevor's saying New York Yankees banned Canadian ticket sales. Yeah, I don't know. They're getting a little ahead of themselves, aren't they? Don't you have something work to do before you can even start talking about playing the Blue Jays at this point, Yankees? You got to beat the Red Sox. So I hope Boston kicks your ass, New York, because honestly, the audacity, you're not going to sell tickets to Canadians because you don't want us coming to the Yankee Stadium and trying to take over a little bit with their fans. You're getting a little ahead of yourself. You got to beat Boston first. So I hope the Red Sox put your ass out in the wild card, and we're playing Boston in the playoffs instead. So yeah, you're getting a little ahead of yourself, New York. You're getting a little ahead of yourself, banning the ticket sales to Canadian credit cards. Get a little ahead of yourself there, New York. You know what? We'll still come beat your ass in New York either way. I think we beat your ass pretty damn good all season long, New York Yankees. So hopefully we get to beat your ass. Maybe if you can't get past Red Sox, though. So you get a little ahead of yourself, all right? New York Nation, where's Mo Bester? Where's Mo Bester, right? That's right. Has he showed up yet? Fiercely saying this. Good morning, fam. Happy Tuesday. Reporting from the hospital. Surgery went well. Great press conferences yesterday, but the Akil hot mic, not everyone knew he was actually defending Scotty. WNBA Game 5 tonight. All right, listen, this is something I'm going to say right now to Akil, and this is personally from my heart to you, man. In some ways, I think that you've been unprofessional in the last year or so, and some of the things you've been doing on your job. I've worried at times that you've been under the influence of things at courtside while you've been doing your job at courtside. I think you're a nice guy. I think you're a part of our history, but you need to tighten up, seriously. You need to start tightening up. I'm an amateur. I'm not a professional. I'm a fan that has a YouTube channel. You've got to be better than me. I'm sorry. You have to be better than me. If you're going to be in that spot, you're going to get to sit in a room with a whiteboard and ask the Raptors questions. You've got to be better than me. And right now you are not. Right now you're not. You got to tighten up. You got to tighten up on what you're saying. Now, he got caught on a hot mic saying the word autistic after 10 seconds after Scotty Barnes finished his press conference. That is a horrible look. And it was so bad they had to detonate the whole entire live stream for half an hour just to cool it off, because the Raptors fans in the comments were grilling and killing Akil Augustine over his very bad faux pas. Now, I don't know if the technical person got you in trouble on purpose because they taped you and then they played it at the beginning. Somebody there may not like you, Akil, and they're trying to get you fired. Or you just were horrible about doing that, saying that word. I barely ever say that word on this channel. I'll say this right now, Akil. I am autistic myself. I'm an autistic person. It doesn't matter if Scotty's autistic or not. He does a good job as a player in this league. The whole thing about the autism charges and all this kind of stuff has been stupid this whole time. But when you start putting the word autism out there, you don't need to say it, even if the fans are saying it. In fact, I looked in those comments. Nobody was calling Scotty autistic when I was in those comments at that time. I don't know why he brought that shit up at that moment. Now, you're right, Fiercey. He was defending Scott. He's not calling Scott autistic. He's just saying, how long are we going to keep calling Scotty autistic, is basically what Akil said. But it's unfortunate. Why even say some shit like that right before you're about to go on live with AJ Lawson and sit him down? And then the audio doesn't line up or anything like that. I think somebody tried to screw you over yesterday, Akil, and your technical crew, because not only did they screw you over with playing that audio over the live stream, they screwed you over with not factual trivia and making you look like an idiot thinking something about a certain thing. And in fact, we're going to go over this in a little while, guys. So yeah, you're right. Akil had all the best intentions in the world. He did not say anything wrong in his comment, but it was very poor timing. And it was immediately after Scott got done. And it looked horrible. It looked absolutely horrible, to the point where MLSE had to detonate their live stream that they planned to do yesterday. It's not so easy, is it, MLSE? No, it's not. It's not so easy, is it? And they had to wait for half an hour. And they couldn't even turn the comments on right away because they knew we were coming in to not forget this. Well, the moment, Raptors Moments was there. He saw it. He taped it. And they put it up on Reddit. And that moment is there forever. It's not going to go away. That Raptors Reddit has it. The Akil Augustine hot mic controversy 2025 media day. It's just ridiculous, man. Just stay away from that word, seriously. And you notice that they, in the press conference, they had the mics turned off on the press, and they didn't let them have any hot mic moments in the big press room. But we did find out the name of the person who made the hot mic controversy comments in the last media day where this kind of shit happened. And that was a guy named John. And I figured it out because I heard his voice this time and they named him. They said his name is John. So the guy who said all the bad shit about Scotty in the last press conference, well, this time he was kissing his ass. He was very kind to everyone. I think he learned his lesson that you don't do this kind of shit, John, and talking out of your ass when you think the mic's not on. So, yeah, mic issues with the Raptors media day always is just a staple. It's just the way it happens. And I don't know why the hell they were in that place where they blinded OG a few years ago, the X Hotel or Hotel X or whatever the fuck it is. And where they were sitting, they had light beaming into their eyes. Never forget OG Anunoby trying to sit there, do his media day, and he can't freaking see because the blinding sun is in his eyes in that room. So I don't know why they choose that. Somebody wants to be artistically lighting the Raptors. I mean, RJ's picture does look good on the stream for today with a little bit of shadows and light. But it's weird, man. It's weird. I don't know. It's a little bit of everything like it usually is. And then, hey, shots fired. Y'all want to start your media day at 9:30 a.m.? Okay, go ahead. You'll do it one day of a year where you're going to step on my toes. That's fine. I'll take the other 364 days of the year. You can have it on media day. I'll step aside. That was kind of fun. I actually am proud of myself. I did a half-hour stream yesterday, and I did everything I normally do in 1.5 hours. I couldn't believe it. That's actually an achievement, y'all. You know it is. Seriously. Yeah, there's a WNBA game tonight, game 5, the Vegas Aces versus the Indiana Fever. This is a winner-take-all to get to the next round to play against the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA Finals. And, we'll do all this stuff with this afterwards in just a sec. Seymour saying hi to the eye candy. Good morning to you, Seymour, Sheriff Pape. Let's see. Sounds good, Lex. Smooth Brown Man's here. Reggie, what's up? Yep. NA and New York banning selling to Canadian residents for their ALDS if they make it for that. I didn't watch Media Day. I heard about it, though. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good one, man. The interviews were really good with the players and Darko. That's what I'm going to focus on. Although there's a lot to talk about with Akil Augustine right now. But yeah, they're getting ahead of themselves, aren't they, Reggie? Saying they're going to ban Canadians from buying tickets to the ALDS. Yeah, right. Well, you guys got to get there first. We're already there. We don't have to ban y'all from coming to our games up here because we're not insecure like you are, New York Yankees. Y'all can come up here. I bet you will, too. I bet you there'll be Yankees fans if you guys get past the Red Sox. That's for sure. That's right. Randolph's here. Good to see Randolph Phillips. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks family. The way you treat others will be remembered because it matters. Positions, ranks, and titles, which are temporary, aren't worth fighting over. There you go. I like that. Blessings to Randolph Phillips and the Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families out there. Yeah, you know what? When you go on the ground, king or pauper or prince, you are going in the ground the same way, rich or poor. And that's just how it is. Not going to say Media Day was cool. Biz funny. BI's funny. He's saying BI's funny. See, that's the thing. You need apostrophe in there or something like that. Just so I say Biz. Who's Biz? Notorious BI3, Lex. Oh, yeah, he is funny. Yeah. And Adriana wants the trivia. Commissioner of Trivia is in the house. We needed a commissioner of trivia for Akil's stream yesterday, apparently. Seymour saying, ban that reporter talking about threesomes. We deserve better. Okay, yeah. All right, Nako. Okay. Listen, y'all, this is why I told y'all to shut up and not do any more comments because you guys are going over my questions in the comments right now. So stop. Shaq Lindsay saying, change the narrative even if you don't believe in it, RJ. That's right. He's not listening to any of this shit. RJ's got his head in the gym and he's just working on himself. And he doesn't hear anything the fans have said this summer about this or that. He hasn't heard anything about the press, ESPN 100 ranking. He's not looking at any of that. He don't care. None of that stuff's real. The only thing is real is what he does on the court and the output and the stats and the things he's going to do on the court. That's the only thing that's real to RJ Barrett. None of the hot air that goes on around the world every single day about NBA speculation. None of that shit matters to RJ Barrett. What matters to him is putting that ball through the hoop. That's what matters to RJ right there. Yeah, you want to ban Doug Smith? Oh, come on now. Cut off. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, guys. Just stop. Y'all going to give away all my questions if y'all keep talking about everything. Yeah, seriously. Shaq Lindsay said, I can see the team rallying around RJ every steal and turnover. Man, I hope, listen, this team's all for one for all. These guys are for real about being with each other here. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Monique is here. Good morning, Raptor Free Crew. Good morning to you, Superfan Mo. What a great media day. I'm really happy with all the interviews. They were fantastic, and the right messages were said. We're just going to go over it a little bit more after the trivia. That's right. It wasn't necessary, Akil. This can get you fired. Yeah, he didn't need to say anything about autism in that moment. It looked really bad, really, really bad, Akil Augustine. And I don't know, man. I hope you're not in trouble. But in some ways, you might be this morning. You might be for a couple reasons, honestly, not just for that comment, but for false information. Seriously, false information. Shaq Lindsay saying RJ got a great endorsement from BI. Yeah, I really like that. And Isaac saying jokes on the Yankees. We banned ourselves. There you go. That's right. I'm exactly with Isaac. I think this is a preemptive way to try and get sales up from Canadians. We're not even coming to your country? Why do you think we're going to try and come and get tickets to a Yankees game that may or may not happen? Seriously, New York fans, get over yourself. Nobody's trying to come across the border right now. In some ways, you read the room? Is this some sort of weird reverse psychology to try and get us to come? Oh, you can't come. We're not selling you any tickets. We weren't trying to come there anyway. Haven't you heard? Elbows up, bitch. We're not trying to come to the United States right now. So why the hell do you think we're coming? Seriously, Isaac's exactly right. We're not trying to come down there. And Kareem's saying, shh. Why is he doing the shh? Okay, all right, that's RJ right there. Monique saying, love the new locker room slogan, win for all. All right, see, this is why I'm saying y'all need to stop because I need to start the trivia. Seriously, stop giving up all my answers before I even started, y'all. Just stop talking. Seriously. Shaq Lindsay saying, I did something I never thought I would do yesterday. I went on Pincer's media chat. You are the best. That's my endorsement. You think I'm the best. So you went and listened to Robert for a little while and you heard him live and during the media day and he was, yeah, okay. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, seriously, Raptors, if you needed somebody to run a live stream for 5 hours, you needed a Lexathon. Well, what's the word at the beginning of it? His Lex. You need Lex. If you need somebody to talk for 5 hours, no be right back. No, this shit. You could get a guy to bullshit for 5 hours. It's this guy right here. It's not that I'm trying to come work for y'all because if I'm bona fide, then I can be fired. And I don't want to be bona fide. So I just want to go ahead and be his fan. But I'm just saying, if you need a special day, fan day, or fan live stream for MLSE one day, Lex is your man, the Raptors freak. Because I will talk your ass off for 5 hours straight. And that's right. And I ain't going to have no BRB red screen coming up. No. There was more time with that up than actually content. Seriously. Trevor's saying, RJ said to reporters, I'm not saying you guys, you've been talking. No, he's talking about the fans and the reporters. He's talking about both of them. And Mark's saying, apparently Akil was commenting on people calling Barnes autistic in live chats or something like that. He was. But once again, I was in the live chat. Nobody said the word autistic in the live chat. He's just saying out of the blue. He didn't need to say it. Seriously. All right, you guys are carving it up. Let's go. All right, I'm putting on the glasses. We're doing trivia right now. First person to answer a question gets 100 points per answer. So, full aim answer too, y'all. Don't mess around with me. Come on. Today we ain't messing around. All right. What did Grady score on that screwy beer pong game? What did Grady score on that screwy beer pong game? That beer pong game was horrible, man. Yeah. Shaq Lindsay saying, I would like to give you some money before the season starts. I really appreciate everything you do and keeping this alive during the offseason. I know it's not easy. Shaq Lindsay, respect, man. I really do appreciate that. Those kind of words do keep me going, man. And don't worry about it. If you want to, super chat. If you really want to do something. Amit's saying 150. No, Grady did horrible. And that's how you know that game was bunk. Seriously, Fiercey's got it. He got zero. And the thing is, like, look, all right, whatever y'all were doing with that beer pong yesterday, that table was messed up. It obviously had ruts in it, and it was going off. And you make little Raptors look bad, Raptors admit, especially with your questions, too. Like, who do you not want to sit with on the plane? What is old to you? What the hell are you doing, Raptors admit, with your content creation? You gonna make the Raptors look bad with a shitty ass little beer pong game with 0 cups? Like, why would you even put 0 cups in there, you idiots? Seriously. So I'm like, what are you doing? We need new people to make the games for around it. Some of it's fun when they try and draw the Raptor, or when they do some of the fun stuff with them. But some of this stuff is just goofy and stupid. And that beer pong game was a big fail. You just made them look bad. Who also got 0, guys, for another 100 points? Who was another Raptor who only got 0 in the beer pong game yesterday? It was silly, man. I mean, they made them look bad. Seriously, Jacoby, no, Jacoby, I think he did get 0. I think James might be right. I think Jacoby might have. Remember, I want full name answers. Jonathan Mobo was not one of them. The one I'm thinking of is somebody that you guys are kind of close on. Man, a whole bunch of them probably got 0. You know, I'm going to give James Jacoby because I think he did get 0. Jacoby might have gotten 0. So I'm going to give James that, but that's not who I'm looking for. There's somebody else that got 0 that did it. And Elijah Martin's close, but it's not Elijah. It's not Elijah. That's the closest answer to the other person. Not Shed, not Mobo. Mobo got some points. Shed got some points. Grady Dick got 0, yes, but there was another guy who got 0. Not Chuggy Hepburn, CMB. That's right. Fiercely, remember, I want you to write it out, but it is CMB. CMB got 0 also. It's stupid. Scotty got the most. He got 350. Scotty, and they called him Goat Child. That's what Jamal called him, Goat Child. Of course, Goat Child got 350 on the beer pong roll. It was such a dumb game. And even Grady was trying to shoot them like shots at one point. It's just like, man, you guys are making them look bad. You need to make them look like Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, where they do things and they're just amazing at it. Not making them look like, oh, this little dumb ball's rolling off a table. What the hell was that? Seriously. All right. J-Mo called the Raptor, the area code for Mississauga wrong. What did he say the area code for Toronto was? And he really got it bad. It was really bad, man. 647. No, this is not the answer I'm looking for. 902. That's right, Isaac. He called it 902 yesterday. I don't know if he's thinking 90210, like he was in Beverly Hills. But Jonathan Mobo, you played for the Raptors 905 last year. How can you call them 902? It's 905, man. It's the Raptors 905, baby. You're on the team. You wear the jersey. It says 905 on it. Come on now. Seriously. Now, some of these Toronto questions that Akil was asking were just kind of not right. These men never go on the subway. And honestly, I'm glad that some of them knew that Shepherd line was right. I mean, the Young line was right. And yeah, they never go on the subway. And some of these questions were just not fair. I'm just saying. The area code one, in some ways, you know, some of these guys knew it. Jacoby, Emmanuel, they knew 416. But some of these other guys were lost in it. 647 was fine. 647 was fine. Some of them did say 647. It was right. But 902 was the wrong answer. Isaac Campbell got it just before Mark Tavares. That's what I see, Adriana, just in case you see something different. All right, guys. All right, next question. Who did Brandon pause? Who did Brandon pause? Full name answer. Full name answer. Who did Brandon pause? Yeah. Okay, I'm correct. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner. Fact checker. That's right. Reporter. Yeah, that's not what I want. I need the actual reporter's name. Doug Smith is right. Yeah, it was Doug Smith. Doug Smith got paused. Why did he get paused? Because, Brandon, how do you think that you and RJ and Scotty are going to look as a threesome out there? Whoa, pause, threesome. Whoa, for the whole rest of the press conference, when Doug would ask that question to RJ or Emmanuel or somebody else, he left out the word threesome. That's for sure. He left out that word threesome. Yeah, he said threesome, and Brandon was like, whoa, pause. Wait, Doug Smith, pause. It was hilarious. It was such good timing. And good job by Brandon Ingram. You can get into the Raptors history books of great moments with that pause on Doug Smith right there. That was an epic moment right there. Raptors moments. You were in there. I saw you in the chat. I hope you clip that one and you use it later. That's right. Doug Smith is the right answer. That's right, Monique. You're right. Doug Smith got paused yesterday. But whoa. Doug Smith, what'd you say? Threesome? What? No, pause. No, wait. All right, next question. What did Scotty say about playing for Jamaica? What did Scotty say about playing for Jamaica? Ingram said he couldn't sleep out of excitement. Ah, that's funny. I like that. What did Doug Smith say about playing for Jamaica? It's a possibility. Yeah, I'd say that. It's not yes. I would say I'm going to take James's answer. It is a possibility. That's the right answer. He said that it could potentially happen. That's his own words specifically. He didn't rule it out. He was, you know what? I think it's very much what I was saying this summer. He wants to see if USA will come calling first. And if USA comes calling, he's obviously going to go play for USA. But if they don't, Jamaica is another option for him to play in FIBA international competition. So I think he's keeping his options open. And when pressed on that question, thank you, Live On, for asking it. He didn't say no, but he didn't exactly say yes. The potential for it to happen is there. So Scotty could play for Jamaica. He could play for it. Thank you, Nako, for the next. It's possible is exactly right. That's right. He's considerate. That's right. He would be honored. That's right. He said he thought about it, and it's something he would like to do in the future. He didn't say that for sure. He said it could potentially, literally, he said that could potentially happen. That's the last thing he said. That can potentially happen. That's right. Yeah, if he's not in the USA's plans, he's going to go USA first. But if he's not going to get there, if he's like Norman and he's later in his career, he'll probably go play for Jamaica, guys. All right, IQ will be shooting how many threes a game this year, according to IQ? And if Darko has his way, how many threes will Darko be wanting IQ to shoot? 10. That's right. Nako got in there first. 10 plus is really the answer. Nako's quick today. He's getting in there and getting 10 plus threes attempts per game for Emmanuel Quickly this year. That's right. Nako's like next. He's like, I got this next. Is it Nako on your screen, Adriana? It looks like it. Looks like it to me. It's Kareem second. Isaac said 6, and Amit said 10. Yeah. Yep. All right. Thank you, Commissioner. All right. Next question. What did Darko say about his son in the press conference yesterday? What did Darko say about his son at Media Day yesterday? What did Darko say about his young son yesterday in his interview at the press conference? What did Darko say about his son? He is half Canadian. That's right. That's right. That's what he said. He said that his son has been in Canada for 3 years now, and that he considers himself half Serbian, half Canadian. So yeah, it's really, really cool. I'm going to give that one to Isaac. He's half Canadian. That's right. I loved hearing that. And I mean, also, this was really passionate part of Darko's press conference, talking about playing for the country. I think that, with the way things are right now with America and the Canadians and stuff, that in some ways there is a little bit of extra oomph to put into playing for Canada in this situation, because you're playing for people that are kind of pissed off because of tariffs and stupid shit. So I think Darko's leaning into this. And in some ways, he's very proud of playing for Toronto and representing Canadian basketball, as he said. And that he, he's going to use this as motivation. I can tell. And I can already tell some of the guys are buying into it. So it's like, when they say they play for a whole country, they mean it. And in some ways, they understand the assignment's a little bit more different this year, in the year of 2025. So we're just going to have to see what's up. That's right. That's right. Yakapal. That's right. Let's go. All right. Next question, guys. What mindset does Yak have for this season? What is the slogan what is the mindset Jakob has going into this season? He said yesterday in his press conference. What is it? Yeah. BI also said Canada. That's right. Winning. Yeah. It's something more general. I want a specific statement that he said. What is his mindset coming into the season this year? It is to win. Yep. They do have a uptick and want to do it. He's done with the rebuild and he's okay to win now. Okay. It's kind of what it is. I'm looking for a particular word. It starts with an A, and I want to hear that. What does he say he wants to do this season? That's right. What does he want to do to the season this year? That's right. Done with the rebuild, okay to win. Well, it's interesting because ascend. No, it wasn't ascend. It wasn't the word he said. If you listen to his one, no, it's not annihilate. Come on, that's not what he said. What he said last year in Media Day was more tempered and kind of like, well, we're just going to see what's going on. But this year, a little bit more pointed about, we are going to win this year. And we are trying to win this year. Adjust, no. A window to win, no. There's a specific A word that I want to say, a playoff run. That's not an A word. A is not the A word. Achieving, no. In some ways, he said this is the mindset of the whole team. And it was very, in some ways, when he said it, I was like, wow. In some ways, this is kind of, very interesting, because I can see where this mindset, and if the Raptors do this and their mentality with their defense, They're going to be very successful this year and what they're going to do. I can't believe you guys don't know the word all in, authority. Nope. Nope. None of that. None of that. I guess y'all weren't paying rapt attention. I guess I watched all these interviews like 4 or 5 times yesterday, including the Akil ones. Was painful. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, no, not accomplished. Not accomplished. What? How does he want to go towards the season? Is what it is. He says blank the season. What does he want to do? That's right. It's not accomplished. It's not attention. Attention is close. It's got the first 3 words right. First 3 letters right. Aggressive? No. No. Approach? No. No. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. Very optimistic. That's not how you spell that. Come on now. Optimistic. Attempt. That okay. You still are on the right first 3 letters. That's not right. What did they want to do this season? The Raptors, what did they want to do? What do Raptors do in Jurassic Park? What do they do? Yeah, what did they do? You're so close. You're so close, Nako. You're so close, Gerald. What did Jakob say that the Raptors are going to do this season after working so hard this summer? Attack. That's right. Mark Tavares got it. He said they're coming to attack this season. Attack this season. That's right. Mike T is getting it today on that one. Mark Tavares got it. He said that the Raptors are ready to attack this season and come in there and get people and win and come and win games. That's right. That's right. I mean, it makes sense. You know, the team's been together. They got a young core. They're deep, and they've got a defensive commitment to hounding everybody and coughing up turnovers and getting after it. And Yak loves what he's seeing. I mean, this is the thing. Why is he on the Raptors? Why did he extend again, Eric Kareem? Why did he do it? Because he sees what we're building here. He believes in it, and he is enjoying it. He loves the city of Toronto. He loves the fans, and he loves playing with the Raptors because he can see the real gains and progress that we're making. And that's what he's all about as a professional. He ain't trying to waste his NBA career. Brandon Ingram ain't trying to waste his NBA career. They came and they bought a bona fide organization that has a direction and has good leadership and organization, and they are making it worthwhile, their time spent in their NBA careers. So that's what they want. Attack the season. That is what Yak said. Attack it. That's right. What was Brandon Ingram's go-to shot that he named? When William Liu asked Brandon Ingram, what shot would you take as your go-to shot? What did he say he would? Yeah. Yeah, you thought Yak's interview was most insightful. It was very insightful. That's right. That's right. No, those aren't the word. Mid-range. That's not specific enough. Seriously, y'all. Elbow fadeaway. That's right. Mark Tavares gets it again. That's right. He said he would take a shot at the elbow, and it would be a fadeaway. Mark T on fire, 2 in a row. Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because he said, I don't want to really give too much away by saying this, but in some ways he's not giving anything away because that's a bread and butter shot for him, and it has been most of his career. And it's one that he's really good at, and he's really fun to do that shot. In some ways, it's going to be a shot like what Jakob's push shot is when he's right around the free throw line, and Jakob would do those little push shots. Well, Brandon's going to be doing those, except they're going to be little turnaround fadeaways. And he's very, very good at those shots. He's very, very good at those shots. That's right. Mark T is on it. That's right. Catch at the elbow and fade away some type. That's right. That's right, James. That's right. Next. All right, let's see. What did RJ say about the Blue Jays being in the postseason? What did RJ say yesterday in his interview about the Blue Jays being in the postseason? Yeah, my glasses are weird. They're broken. Let's see. Mark, what have you been eating? He was paying attention. That's what I'm saying. Mark was paying rapt attention yesterday. Go Canada. Is that what RJ said? No, that's not what he said. He is rooting for the Blue Jays. He's proud of them. Sure, we're proud of them. But that's not what he said in his response to the Blue Jays in the postseason. He's rooting for them. Blue Jays are winners. Yes, this is all true. This is all true. He's proud of them. He's rooting for them, of course. Yes, that's all true. But that's not what he said. What his response to the Blue Jays being in the playoffs was, Vladdy MVP. No, he didn't bring up Vlad's name specifically. Nobody's mentioned Vladimir Guerrero. He wants them to win it all. That's a good guess, Randolph. But that's not right. This is why I know if somebody watched the press conference or not. You got to know what he said. He said, I intermitted so fast, so nothing so far today. No. Oh, you didn't eat. So, okay. Let's see. The Blue Jays are also birds. That's what he said? No, he didn't say that. He said, we're making the playoffs too. That's right. That's what Trevor got it. He said the Blue Jays are in the playoffs. And he said, in a couple months, we're going to be in the playoffs too. That's what RJ said. That's right. Trevor J got it. That's what he said. He said he's rooting for them. He's glad they're in there. But you know what? I'm glad the Blue Jays are in the playoffs, but the Raptors are going to be in the playoffs in a few months too. That's what RJ said. And I love it that he said that. That's right. He wants the Raptors to follow their lead. He said basically, no, we're going to be there. We're going to be there. That's what he said. He said, we're making the playoffs too. That's what he said. All right, guys, what is the slogan for this year? Monique, I'm going to give it to you right now because you already said it. Monique Lawrence, win for all. That's right. Win for all is the slogan that Darko gave everybody. Win for all is the right answer. Monique Lawrence will get that one because she said it earlier. But yeah, that is the question that I was looking for there. So Darko says the new slogan is win for all. And they're bought in on this. That's a great thing, man. See, when they are not, there's abundance. Like the Raptors are a good example of abundance in life. When there's abundance and there's enough for everyone, which is really the reality of the world. We don't live in a world of scarcity. It's just that capitalists want us to believe we live in a world of scarcity. But I know when there's abundance, there's a great ecosystem and there's everybody's happy and everybody feeds and everybody gets housed and everybody has clothing on their backs. And that's what we're saying. The Raptors' philosophy of their team is like that. There's abundance. Everybody's going to get their shots. Everybody's for each other and not selfish. And there's high talent in that. And when you have high talent that buys in like that, when your franchise player is Scotty Barnes and he is just like that, your team is destined to go far and do really well. That's the thing. Jakob, Darko, all these guys, Garrett Temple, they've seen the NBA a lot and they understand what it takes to win. And that's why when they get to the podium yesterday and they talk about it, it's just inevitable they're going to be successful because they're doing it right and they have the right people. So the formula here in Toronto for success and getting the second Larry O'Brien is on its way because we're building this and doing this the right way. And that's what we've heard a couple times from different people saying the Raptors do things right. They're building this correctly. And that's what it is. That's right. Amit saying, I just realized my stream was delayed. Yeah, hit that live button just to make sure, man. Just to make sure. We are the dogs. We the dogs. Okay. All right, guys. After RJ heard that Brandon Ingram complimented him, what did RJ do in his press conference? After he heard about what Brandon said about him, what did RJ do in his press conference? That's right. What did RJ do after he heard the compliment from Brandon Ingram earlier in his press conference? Yeah. What is that? That's weird. He smoked a blunt? No, he didn't do that. He complimented Brandon back. That's right. Nako got it. He complimented Brandon back. He said that he's seen him do more running to the basket and scoring to the basket, not just a spot up shooter. And he said a couple other really nice things to him about him. So yeah, Nako's right. He complimented Brandon back. That's right. Nako's smoking the blunt right now. That's right. He's smoking the blunt right now. Fiercey's just a little behind. Return the compliment. That's right. Next. All right, Nako. All right. What is Darko impressed about Colin Murray Boyles the most at his age? What is Darko impressed the most about Colin Murray Boyles at his young age? What is he most impressed about him? He said this in the press conference. Defense. That's kind of it. That's not the word I'm looking for. Definitely the defense is something he's impressed of. Strength and defense. That's right. Trevor got it. It's his strength. For being only 20 years old, Darko said that Colin Murray Boyles comes NBA ready with his strength and that he's going to be able to do things defensively with his hands and what he does already right away, even as a rookie, as a young guy who's honestly, they shouldn't be able to do that at that age, but he's strong enough to do it already. And it'll be really exciting. There were a lot of overtures that Colin Murray Boyles is going to be an important part of our rotation on the Raptors this year. And I believe that's going to be good. His body does look strong. It does look very, very strong. I wish we'd gotten the interview with Colin yesterday, either with Akil or at the podium, but we didn't. And maybe Elijah Martin too. But yeah, strength and defense. Trevor J was paying rapt attention yesterday. I can tell. He was paying attention. Why does Brandon not want to sit next to Jamal Shed on the plane to Calgary? Why does Brandon Ingram not want to sit next to Jamal Shed on the plane to Calgary to training camp? He talks too much. That's right, Amit. That is what he said. And he wasn't the only one who said that. He wasn't the only one who said that. There was another player that said that they didn't want to sit next to him because he talks too much also. So there were a couple players that said that. And yeah, snoring. No, he's talked too much. And now I see Amit first, Adriana, and Trevor's second. Trevor's second on that one. So yeah. All right, next one. Why does Jacoby Walter not want to sit next to Arish Shamshay on the plane to Calgary? Why does Jacoby Walter not want to sit next to Shamshay on the plane? Too tall. That's right. Ahmed saw this segment, I guess. He saw this little bit. He's too big. He's too tall. Too much room. He takes too much space. That's right. No leg room with the young prince of Cameroon. No, I get it. I get it, Jacoby. I get it. Now, see, this is what I'm saying. Raptors admit, why are you asking these questions? Who do you not want to sit with on the plane? You trying to start dissension on our team? You trying to cause rifts in our great Raptors chemistry? You assholes at Raptors admin. Why do you ask these damn questions? And why were you asking about what's too old, too? What is that all about? The young person made that question, obviously. Age is just a number. It's nothing. You can act as immature as you want at 50. Just look at me. So don't even give me this shit. You're asking about what is old. Most of the players were saying 80, 70, 60. Somebody said 35. Somebody said, how old is Garrett Temple? Oh, man, it's crazy, man. Yeah, you guessed on the Shed one, the Shamshay one you saw in a clip. There you go. So he did see Jacoby say that. Leg room. There you go, Amit. So you were paying rapt attention to a degree. There you go. All right, we got 3 more questions, guys. This is the most important question for today. This is the most important trivia question today. And Akil Augustine, I hope you're fucking watching me right now. Seriously. Guys, who is the first ever Toronto Raptors All-Star? Who is the first ever Toronto Raptors All-Star? The first man to ever make the All-Star team for the Raptors. And tell me what year, too, please. Tell me what year. Yeah. Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? What year was it? What year was it? All right, Amit's going to get it because he put the year in first. It's Vince Carter, 1999. I'm going to give Amit two times because he got both. All right, Akil Augustine, I don't know what you're trying to do. Are you trying to be like MAGA and just rewrite history? Change it? It's like, oh, we don't like history. We're just going to rewrite history. We're going to change the world and truth because we just want to make up shit at this point. Why are you doing this yesterday? Trying to say Antonio Davis is the first ever All-Star in the Raptors history? What the hell? How old are you, Akil? I want to know how old Akil is. How old was Akil in 1999? Does anybody know how old Akil was? Seriously. Because I feel like he was a little baby running around and he don't remember the shit like I do because I was an adult and I actually worked for MLSC when Vince Carter was the first ever All-Star in the Raptors history. Like, seriously. And y'all could have corrected your shit. But you did this. Every single person you sat down, you went through this dumbass question and misinformed the Raptors and made yourselves look like idiots. Every single time. Antonio Davis is the first Raptors All-Star. Bullshit. He was the second Raptors All-Star. And he won. He got an All-Star in 2000 with Vince Carter. They were the All-Stars together. Vince is the second-time All-Star by the time Antonio Davis was a first-time All-Star. So don't give me this crap. If you're trying to say who's the first Raptor ever to be an All-Star before they were on the Raptors, Alvin Robertson, bitch. Alvin Robertson. The first guy who made the first Raptor shot was an All-Star in the 80s. If you're going to go by that, Alvin Robertson is the first ever All-Star, but he was an All-Star for like the Milwaukee Bucks or the San Antonio Spurs. So don't give me this shit that Antonio Davis is the first ever All-Star in Raptors history. He isn't either way. You cut it. If you're going to go by an All-Star in a game before even playing on the Raptors, Alvin Robertson is the first ever All-Star to play for the Raptors. Antonio Davis ain't first and nothing with the Toronto Raptors. So don't give me this crap, Akil Augustine. It's pissing me off, Adriana, because he fucking put lies out all day yesterday and nobody fact-checked him. Nobody corrected that shit. And honestly, it made them look so tacky and so bad. Listen, if I was wrong with my trivia on this channel and you called me out on it, people, I would correct it and I would admit my mistake. But this asshole was going on and on, lying to Grady Dick, lying to Jakob, lying to Scotty, lying to RJ, and saying Antonio Davis is the first All-Star in Raptors history. That is bullshit. Emmanuel was right. How dare you tell Emmanuel quickly he was wrong when he said Vince Carter? Because Emmanuel was right, Jacoby was right, and y'all told them they were wrong, and you said it was Antonio Lee Davis. And I do know his middle name, Akil, because I'm the Raptors freak. And I do know Antonio Davis' real middle name. It's Lee. And you don't, well, Christopher Wesson Bosch. Fuck that Wesson bullshit with the oil. You're getting your fucking trivia wrong. 2-finger salute, Akil Augustine, for lying way too much yesterday and misleading the Raptors nation with your bullshit. You need to come out with a retraction and a correction. the next time you appear on some sort of Raptors media and come out and apologize for lying about who the first Raptors All-Star is in the history of the Raptors. It's Vince Carter, 1999. Antonio Davis, 2000. That's just the damn truth. That's just the damn truth right there. All right, let me see. I'm going to read all these guys right here. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Saying, why did Akil say Antonio Davis? You know, Mark, I think it was because he had very poor people helping him. Whoever his producer was horrible yesterday. Whether they were fucking him up on the mics with a hot mic moment, whether they were turning his mics off and he's sitting there trying to talk to Yak and they're talking and nothing's on. I mean, I thought it was bad on my channel, but they were sitting there having conversations and no mics on for like 2 minutes. Really, really poor production team for Akil Augustine. I won't even totally blame him. It's the people who were supporting him yesterday. They gave him that trivia. Akil, you should know your Raptors history and know that Vince Carter is the first ever. I don't even like Vince Carter that much. And I'm holding up for him because he is the first All-Star in Raptors history. That's just a damn fact. And y'all beating it over the head with the Raptors themselves that Antonio Davis is the first Raptors All-Star in history. That's bullshit. And you deserve this rant from me because you didn't even correct it. You made the same mistake like 8 times yesterday during your live stream. You didn't even correct it. So you need to be like a newspaper and come back with a correction and a retraction. The next time I see you on Raptors Today or some shit with Paul Jones, maybe Paul Jones and Sherman Hamilton come in there and get some sense into you, Akil, and tell your ass that Vince Carter was the first one because they were there. They're my age. They know. They're sitting around. They remember it. They saw it. But I don't know. Maybe Akil was still a little kid in elementary school when Vince won it. And that's why he don't understand. I don't know how old Akil is. But, man, you should know this shit, especially you're going to be in the position you're in the job you do. Seriously, this pissed me off a lot. You can ask everybody in the comments because I was in the comment section telling them they were wrong every step of the way. They didn't care. They just ran roughshod with their fucking MAGA truth bullshit. Vince Carter is not the first All-Star. This is absolute bullshit. This is why the truth matters, y'all. And I'm going to fight for the truth every corner of the world, whether it's political or in the Raptors history. I'm going to fight for the truth every single place. You going to fucking try and change the truth, Akil Augustine? Fuck you for that. Fuck you for that. Seriously, man. He pissed me off bad yesterday. Not just with that autism comment, probably more for this. Seriously. I can understand him getting in trouble for just having the mic on for a second, but misinformation for 3 hours straight, that's your own damn fault. The people that gave you the trivia and you continuing to push it forward, even though you're saying, oh, everybody thinks it's Vince. It is because it is Vince, dumbass. It is Vince, you dumbass. Oh, everybody thinks it's Vince. It is Vincent Lamar Carter, you dumbass. He's the first Raptors All-Star ever. I'm sorry, man. I don't know why he said Antonio Davis. His help was not very good. That's right. Amit's lucky I'm driving. G was be all over it. G was there too. He was standing up for this too. G was in the chat with me, fighting for Project Truth with me. And we're just like, oh my gosh, they're so bad. They look bad. And people in the comments afterwards came in. I put the basketball reference link in, showing the page where all the Raptors All-Stars are listed. 1999, Vince Carter, 2000, Vince Carter, and Antonio Davis. But no, it doesn't matter. We don't live in a world. We're in a post-truth world. Thank you, Akil Augustine, for adding that element into the Raptors world, you bullshit artist. There you go. Now I'm going to say Matt Thomas, 2021, first Raptors All-Star. You're just making shit up now. Okay, see, now look what you've done, Akil. You've got Nako writing the history books all crazy like this. Matt Thomas, first All-Star in 2021? That's crazy talk, man. That's crazy. I think I was yelling at my phone every time. See, Mark was in there too, crazy, getting pissed off too. Every single time they said this shit. That's right. It's crazy, man. Akil is like a child, man. So am I. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just tighten up your game, Akil. Seriously, tighten up your game. And, you know, it got so boring asking him the same damn questions over and over again. Seriously, you guys could have written way better questions. Like, don't you like my questions? Don't you think my questions are pretty damn good? Seriously, I asked some pretty good trivia questions on this channel on Tuesdays. That's right. Adriana's saying I'm getting feisty. I feel very passionate about this. I do. Amit's saying another reason I turned off the stream. Yeah. I mean, listen. I want to like you so much, Akil. I have liked you in the past, very much so. I feel like you're a fun, generous kind of guy. But in some ways, man, I can't be having this kind of shit. Seriously. Nako saying I would have guessed Stoudemire.
if you put me on the spot. Yeah. Well, Damon had success. He was a rookie of the year, but he never was an all-star as a Raptor. He never was an all-star. It would have been too soon for us to get an all-star. Plus, our team wasn't good enough record-wise to warrant an all-star. It wasn't until Vince was such an overpowering dynamo with his dunking and his athleticism that he was voted into the all-star team as one of the highest vote getters. That's why I can't understand how Akil got this so wrong, because this was huge. This was monumental. Vince got almost the same amount of votes as Michael Jordan. In fact, he started beating Michael Jordan for all-star votes because he was just that damn popular. How the hell could you forget that, Akil? That it was just a phenomenon. The all-star voting went crazy. The fans voted Vince in 99 because they loved the way he played so much. How can somebody who's supposed to be one of the Raptors broadcasters not understand the 30th years of the Raptors? Seriously. How old is Akil? Is he 22? Is he just really young and he just didn't know this? Was he aware of things at that time? I mean, I don't get this, man. Yeah. Let's see. Amit saying, I also blame the behind the scenes team. Why did no one correct him? I know. And they could have just read the comments and said, oh, everybody in the comments is saying that you're wrong. You then go fact check yourself. How long does that take? 15, 20 seconds? Oh, let's go look on Basketball Reference. That'll tell us immediately if we're correct or not. Do your research, you idiots, and get it right, is what I'm saying, man. That's right. Mo's saying, so Lex, you think I should pull out the IQ jersey? Yes, Mo. Woo, get it. That signed Emmanuel Quickley jersey she got for her birthday 2 summers ago. I think it's about time for you to put it on. In fact, we got a game on Sunday, guys. This Sunday, Denver Nuggets, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. That's right. We're coming to the land of Nardwar to come and play the Nuggets and Jokic. Jokic said yesterday that he wants to be a Nugget for his whole entire career. And they made Jonas stand around with a big pickaxe, swing it around like he's a big Nuggets miner. That's right. Miner of Nuggets. Jonas Valanciunas. He looks like he could swing that pickaxe pretty good and get some nuggets out of that ground. That's right. Get some nuggets. That's right. Akil needs an IQ jersey. I don't know. In some ways, I mean, I don't want to bust on Akil too much. Just, man, tighten up. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm trying to do the 1% get better every day, like Darko's saying here on this channel. And I'd like to think over the 4 years I've been doing this channel that I've gotten better a little bit every single day. And I think that's true. I think that is true. Seriously. The fact that I could do a less than 40-minute stream yesterday and get everything in, that's improvement. That's a 1% improvement for me if I have to do it like that. Yeah, most saying good trivia, but I knew it was this. Yeah. Everybody knew. I mean, I put it up yesterday early. Is that, yeah, trivia is going to be on media day. So I hope you paid attention, man. I hope you paid attention. Randolph saying, Lex, these guys just came back from their break, and that's the best they could have done. I wanted to learn more about what the players did to prepare for the season. They didn't, there was a lot of stuff talked about in the regular podium press conference. And I say the press did a good job. For the most part, most of the people like Grange and Lewinberg and all them were pretty good on their best behavior. There wasn't any kind of weird shit. There was one moment where Grange took a slight shot at Scotty with his bullshit saying, you're almost a vet. Well, Scotty, I guess after 4 years, you're almost a vet. Motherfucker, he's a vet. And that's why they came out with a picture later of him with Garrett Temple saying, our vets. That's right. Don't fucking try and half-ass shade Scotty Barnes, Michael Grange with your, well, Scotty, you're almost a vet. Bullshit. He's a vet. He's the longest standing Raptor on this team, like he said, and everybody's gone since from when he started on the team. And that, they did talk a lot about what they've been doing all summer, whether it was Brandon working out with Grady and Oshai and the rookies from last year in Newport Beach. When he came to his hometown, he said he wanted them away from the coaches because he wanted to bond with them in an informal standing at his hometown. So, and I saw some of the pictures from that meeting when the guys came and played with Brandon in Virginia. And it was, Grady, Oshai, and Shed and people like that went there. I'm pretty sure it was like most of the guys from the rookie class, Jacoby, Grady, and Oshai. They went and hung out with Brandon in his hometown. Of course, Shed also invited everybody to Austin, and they did a workout in Austin, Texas, around Shed's hometown. They did the workouts in Miami, Emmanuel Quickley at Remy, Hollywood with Jakob, and Scotty and Jonathan came there too. So there was a lot of working out, whether it was Spain, the Spain mini camp around Eurobasket, whether it was Miami, whether it was Austin, whether it was Newport Beach. These guys were working in Toronto heavy too. Darko said that Garrett Temple was amazed at how the Raptors were not jetting out of Toronto so quick and wanted to just get the hell out of here after the season. A lot of them lingered around and spent huge chunks of the summer here in Toronto in Canada. So, there was a lot of reporting on what happened for sure, Randolph. A lot of reporting on what happened this summer. Darko talking about the things that his coaches did this summer, saying that they did such a good job organizing for the summer because they were kind of, the season at the end of the season was kind of like a lame duck season because we had really bad opponents and we were not trying to totally win. So Darko and the coaching staff really organized the summer early so that when they hit first day of summer, they had it so organized that they just ran through the summer really well. And he said when they did their coaches retreat in August, everything was so set up pretty good that they were kind of just cruising into training camp and this now. Is that, they've done such a good job this summer with organizing, getting the development out of these guys, getting them all set on their path of what they're supposed to do this summer. And he said also, when they asked him, is there anybody that you say just has done so well this summer? He said, I can't pick any of them. All the guys did amazing work this summer, and they've all made progress. So there was a lot of reporting on what happened this summer for sure. For sure. Ahmet saying Akil is 43. You should know this. I was born in 2009 and I know this. He's 43? Okay, yeah. So he was a little kid when this happened. Akil, you should know this, my guy. You should know this, man. This is crazy. Mark's saying if someone told me Antonio Davis was the first All-Star in Toronto history, I would have to fact check to see if AD was ever an All-Star first and then see who the first real All-Star was. Antonio Davis was an All-Star for the Raptors. And he did go in 2000. I remember this. I was working in the building, y'all. It's crazy. When they opened the Air Canada Center, I was one of the first hires to get added to MLSE's staff and came in and worked the first 5 years the building was open. And that was pretty much the whole Vince Carter tenure before he went to New Jersey. And I remember this clear as day when Antonio Davis and him were both All-Stars. The second year Vince was an All-Star. So, yeah, I can't believe that they let this lie run on for 3 hours on the live stream yesterday. Seriously, it's just really tacky. Ahmet saying, for a second, I thought I was a casual Raptors fan when he said Antonio Davis. Then I realized, guess it's the other way around. Yeah. Yeah, and it just doesn't look bad. Your official Raptors admin live stream on Media Day. And if other people came from other teams and they saw, oh, wow, the Raptors are so bad at trivia that they don't even know their own team's history. That's just makes us look bad, Akil Augustine. If you can't get the facts straight, don't be out there putting anything out there. How about that? That's right. Trivia is not done. I have 2 more questions. Kenny saying Akil has always been lame to me from day one, his ego. Yeah, he was making it a lot about himself and like, oh, what is the place where I'm out every morning, every game outside of the arena and like where I'm from on the Danforth. He's doing a lot of that. I mean, I'm guilty of doing that kind of stuff too on this channel. It's a very personal channel to me and my ego gets in the way. But when you're a Raptors official host, I mean, in some ways, they're not here to hear about your life, Akil. They're here to hear about Jacoby Walter and Jonathan Mobo and Scotty Barnes' life. In some ways, it's just like, I love your little back and forth with AJ Lawson about tickets, but you don't need to brag that you don't need tickets from AJ Lawson because you have a press pass. It just comes off bad. It just comes off bad. Check your ego is what I'm saying. Trevor's saying trivia's done. No, I got 2 more questions. I did a little detour. I'm sorry. Monique saying Kayla and Grady need to do the TikToks more often. I know. And I was so happy to see Kayla Gray at Media Day because she has a bigger role in the past where she does these exit interviews with the Raptors. And they have a fun little informal interview, and it's always kind of goofy and fun. But all we got yesterday from Kayla of TSN was a TikTok dance with Grady, and it was awesome. You're exactly right, Monique. It was a really fun little clip. And, we're going to see more Kayla Gray, Jack Armstrong, Matt Devlin TikToks this summer. This season, I'm sure. But also, where was the Kayla Gray after interview stuff? Like that we normally see. I guess it was going to Akil. I guess it was going to Akil. Smooth saying that Bruce Brown with these comments, I think they came out wrong. I'm not mad at Bruce Brown about what he said. In some ways, there's a lot to what Bruce Brown said about him wanting to be back in Denver immediately. I mean, of course, he was on a championship team. He was playing with Jokic. He had the best feelings there. He has a tattoo on his body of the Nuggets logo, and he did the whole time he played for the Raptors. I mean, I don't take this as a slight. I felt this energy from him the whole time he was in Toronto. The fact that that's why I was saying, man, just move him along, move him to the next spot because he doesn't want to be here. But to his credit, Bruce Brown was very professional the whole time he was here on Toronto, and I'll give him so much credit for that. It wasn't exactly the ideal situation, but he didn't make it worse by stepping into a pile of shit in a PR disaster. So it's all good. Bruce Brown Jr., I have no ill will against you. And he's just being honest, man. He wanted to be back in Denver the whole time. And as soon as he got to New Orleans, he really wanted to be back in Denver compared to Toronto. So let's not get it twisted here. So yeah, I'm not mad at Bruce. He's just being honest. And you know what? Raptors fans didn't really want him either. So it's like, it's okay. We were all professional about it. There was nothing really wrong. He had a nice little chapter with us, wore some cowboy hat sitting on the bench. But we know, Bruce, that you didn't go all out as a Raptor. We know. We could tell the way you played and the way you were hurt and the way you timed your surgery before the season, the last year you played for us. Yeah, we know you weren't totally full-hearted here, and that's fine. I wish Darko didn't have to waste time playing you on the court just to showcase you to try and trade you. That's how I felt about that. Yeah. Yeah. Ken A saying Bruce Brown knew what he was doing through his Raptors experience under the bus. Yeah. I mean, we could look at it that way. In some ways, it's a little disrespectful what he said. But you know what? Honestly, he was a pro. And he you know what? He wasn't a distraction. And in some ways, he was a good teammate to the guys behind the scenes. And he really did kind of enjoy his time in Toronto. But always his heart was in Denver. We know this. And now he's back there. You can see how happy he is now. And he can say this at this point. So, yeah, there were a lot of interesting comments at Media Day yesterday. Kawhi Leonard denying the aspiration claims, saying, this is all water the bridge. This is a long time ago. They scammed everybody. I'm totally not guilty. All this bullshit. Kawhi taking the Media Day like it's a stand at a courtroom and trying to have to defend himself. Chris Boucher doing his Media Day yesterday. It was a little weird to see him in the green jersey of the Celtics. He did make it the cat out of the bag. And Joe Mazzulla did say it, that he kind of forced Chris to get baptized last weekend because it's very important to Coach Joe, because Coach Joe is a very religious guy. And in some ways, when he heard that Chris was a heathen who had not been baptized, he had to fix that immediately. But yeah, Chris had some nice things to say about Toronto, even in a Celtics uniform, saying, I learned a lot from playing with people like Kawhi and Kyle, and my history with the Raptors. He was not dissing us in the press conference with Toronto. He brought up the championship with Toronto Raptors, and Chris is still cool with us, guys. He's not on a bad side with us. Trust me, he's not. He's a real one for us still. Isaac got me on blast. I love it. Trevor's saying, why are you still wearing your glasses? Because I do have trivia still. So we say this. That's the only thing I remember from him, those comments. Yeah, Bruce is all right. Let's just let it go. Let's not get mad at him. In some ways, this is innocuous. He did everything professional. He showed up and he did everything professional. Amit saying, I think if Bruce Brown tried to enjoy his time in Toronto instead of reminiscing about the Nuggets, he could have been a long-term important player here, because every contender needs someone like that. I don't mind him doing exactly what he did, because I didn't want him on our team in the first place. Once again, I'm not interested in a 6'4" power forward. It's ridiculous. The guy was always undersized in all kinds of ways. He fit in that jigsaw puzzle of the Nuggets to help a championship, but he has very few jigsaw puzzle pieces and sets that he fits into where he's a winning player. And the Nuggets just happen to be that situation. I don't think he would be helpful to us here. And I don't think he was when he played for us. In fact, he made us undersized. And if he's not playing all out like he's on the Nuggets, he's just wasting our time. So in some ways, I'm glad he didn't try harder, so that we may have kept him around and wasted more time with him on it. So I'll look at this in the opposite way of you. He could have maybe tried harder and stuck around, but in some ways, because he's undersized, I never wanted him in the first place, is what I say right there. Yeah, most saying, why is Chris Boucher number 99? Someone tell me, because he's 99 problems and something ain't one. But no, Chris is 99 because 25 is not available in Boston. Most of the Boston numbers are retired. That franchise is so old, and so many retired Hall of Famers. 25, I think, is Havlicek or something like that, or JoJo White or something. I don't know. I don't know my Celtics history. I'm not the Celtics freak. but that number is retired. Van Sank, but we know Trey Boucher is always going to be numero Van Sank, Herbie Kuhn. And in his heart, he is 25, and he always be 25 in the place that matters the most. And that's in our city of Toronto, the great city of Toronto. That's right. But yeah, that's why he's 99, because there ain't that many there's problems with jersey numbers there. 99 problems, and there ain't no jersey numbers is one. Naga's saying we got Bruce Brown because he was salary filler and he was never a part of the future. It's not like anyone at that time thought Bruce would be here for long. Exactly. Joe's got it exactly right. That's right. Yeah, trivia is not totally done, guys. It's all right. There's 2 more questions still. Reggie saying the only 2 vets I really appreciated on the Raptors back in the day were Charles Oakley and Kevin Willis. Antonio Davis was a fake, just in my opinion. It's weird because I'm glad Antonio circled back last season and showed more appreciation for the Raptors and being an alumni, because in some ways it's stupid for him to turn his back on that. Sure, he had a very successful career in Indiana, and he's more of a Pacers legend than a Raptors legend, but you are an all-star for the Raptors, as Akil Augustine has made us very well know. But that doesn't mean that he should crap on it. Part of it was his comments about his kids and not wanting them to learn the metric system. Part of it is that he just didn't seem like he was that warm towards the Raptors franchise in the decades since he played for us until recently. So, I mean, him showing up last year meant a lot. And it goes a long way for me to be saying, you know what, Antonio Davis is great. He was really important to us at that time. Out of those 3 players, he was the one who did the most for us in the most ways. Oakley was a limited player in some ways, and Willis was a little older and not really at the peak of where he was. And Davis was the best one out of those 3 in that. But I agree with you, Smooth. I have more affinity and love for Oakley, the first, and Willis second than Davis. But I still think it's really ironic and funny that Antonio Lee Davis, who said things about his kids in Canada, has a son, Antonio Davis Jr., who now plays for the Niagara River Lions in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. So, I mean, things come circle. You know, maybe he was ignorant and dumb to say something about, like, I don't want him to learn things in Canada. Well, your son plays in Canada professionally for basketball now. And maybe learning Canada education. And honestly, Canadian education is better than American education. It's just always been that way. And it's especially going to be that way going forward now with the dumbing down of mega world. So, yeah, Antonio, I think your kids would have been better off going to school in Canada, especially now that Antonio Davis Jr. plays for Niagara River Lions. So it's kind of interesting. I'm saying at Raptors superfan mode, the greatest. It's wrong enough to see him in a Celtics uniform wearing green, but him not wearing 25 is just wrong. It is weird. It is weird. Celtics fans are very happy to have him. They're already saying they like him better than Keita. They're already saying that they want him to start. They want him to be the starting 4 for the Celtics this year. So Boston fans are giving him a big thumbs up. It's so funny because this is what happens when like a hated player comes to a team and all of a sudden they're on there. It's the same thing with OG, Chris going to Boston and New York. These 2 teams that are division rivals with us. Well, there was so much like animosity and putting down these 2 players before they get there. And then all of a sudden when they get there, wow, man, their shit don't smell, does it? Wow. They love OG now in New York. And boy, they really are open arms for Chris Boucher all of a sudden. And it's amazing how their accolades on Toronto all of a sudden get all shined up and buffed up real nice and put and presented forward. Oh, this is 2-time NBA champion Chris Boucher. That's right. This is Raptors champion OG Anunoby. You know, they get all shined up, and all of a sudden, wow, there's a luster and the prestige of our former Raptor players on other Atlantic Division teams just shoots right up through the roof. That's right. That's it right there. Boom, goes a dynamite. Fiercey saying, but Bruce Brown was the one who left for Indiana via free agency. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, yeah, that's right. But in some ways, that part of that was the salary cap things with being a champion and trying to keep all your pieces together is really hard after you win a championship in the new NBA with a salary cap to keep all your players. And Oklahoma City feeling a little bit this summer. But it seems like they're doing all right, keeping everybody. Nako saying Bruce probably at least liked everyone on the team. You know, he did. He really got along really well with everybody on the team. And that's part of the thing I'm not mad at him for. He wasn't a disruption. He was professional. He showed up for press conferences that he didn't have to show up for. He came to team stuff that he didn't have to come for. He was president and he was pro. And that's all we can ask of a guy. In some ways, we can't tell people you have to like being here, but as long as they're being professional and they're not causing any problems, we're good. We're good in some ways. All right, Adriana wants that last question. Amit saying Bruce Brown is the perfect example of why role players should not get big money. They get big money and their team expects them to have a bigger role, which they do not have the skill for. There you go. I'll agree with Amit. Hey, the Raptors were a full-on rebuild team, so whatever. Yeah, exactly. Next, Kawhi Leonard playing the dummy. Yes, trivia. Casey Jones was 25. Okay, thanks, Amit. Fact checking. All right, we're gonna give Amit a thing. They need Amit Gaming on Akil's stream yesterday because he would be fact checking them. 39 is the dunk total for Amit Gaming. He's told us that Casey Jones is the famous 25 in the Celtics history, the great coach and player. Played with Bill Russell quite a bit there, Casey Jones. And he has a lot of rings, Casey Jones did. That's right. Most saying, what did you think of the Raptors backdrop? Looked like a cage. Can you imagine the TSN intro when the season starts? Yeah, they had like a fence behind them. Maybe a little bit of like a WWE steel cage. It's going to be hell in the cell. Attack the season, win for all. That's right. Yeah, we'll have to see what it looks like there. That's right. Smooth saying Boucher can't start, man. Well, this is the kind of the year that Celtics are going for. Some Celtics fans are just blindly proud. We're not tankers. We won't tank this year. Bullshit. You know you're tanking this year. You go ahead and tell yourself you ain't tanking. You're going to tank on purpose. You know you're going to because Jason's out most of the season. And that's the strategy y'all will do. Trust me. You're going to do it. Celtics fans have Celtic pride say, we never tank. Get ready to tank this year. That's right. That's coming. That's right. Wayne's here. Good morning to Wayne. Good to see you, Wayne. Kareem saying, as I scoured Western and Northern Canada on foot looking for a free Denny's breakfast, I ran into a group of people who are indigenous. With that said, happy National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Yes, that's why I'm wearing the orange shirt today, guys, because I'm recognizing that today, September the 30th, is National Truth and Reconciliation Day for Indigenous people. And I think that this is more and more important than ever right now, especially with bullshit artist Donald Trump trying to give Congressional Medal of Honor to genocidal maniacs that slaughtered Lakota women and children. You know, this is crazy. It's just crazy upside down white supremacist world we live in right now. Is more important than ever that we honor the people that lived on this continent way before anybody else and maybe start going towards their beliefs and their systems because it's the way of the world, the real true way of life. And what the creator intended is to be one with nature, to live with nature, not against it, not destroying it, is to integrate yourself and be involved in it and be a part of it. We are just as much living organisms as the squirrel and the bird outside. And who are we to be so much better than them that we're going to destroy their planet for our gain and some made up monopoly money? No, we need to go and embrace indigenous culture, indigenous sciences, and get more right with this natural world because we're doomed to all go away if we don't. And that's the only way we stop the changes that are coming on this planet is that we get more green and we get more in tune with the natural order of things. So yeah, everything plastic and that kind of stuff, you know, we need to understand man-made things are poisoning this world. This world is a naturally beautiful thing that sustained itself by itself, but we are the cancer. We are the parasites. We are the things that are causing the system to go awry. And what happens is, well, just like our bodies have antibodies that go and fight viruses that are attacking us, well, the Gaia, the world, the earth, is a living organism and it will send its antibodies into tsunamis and hurricanes and drought and fire and earthquakes. And it will regulate itself at some point, whether we like it or not. So yeah, Donald Trump, you want to open up coal plants all over the United States right now? That's not the right look, considering what's coming in the next 100 years for the children that are coming up after us. So yeah, they're going to thank you a lot in 100 years when there's no breathable air or clean water. You asshole, Donald Trump. Two-finger salute, going in the wrong direction with your emissions deregulations, you bastard. That's right. Orange Heart, thank you, Fiercely. I love it. Wear orange and support. That's right. Wayne saying Precious back in Miami. Good team for him. Back to the future. All right, next question, guys. What position at Eurobasket was Sandro Mamu playing, according to Darko? What position at Eurobasket? I want the number. Was Sandro Mamu playing for Georgia? 3. That's right. He was playing the 3. And that's what I noticed at that time. I said, Sandro's playing the 3, guys. He's not playing the center. He's playing the 3. And that small forward position, it was very interesting to see Sandro do that. And, it's funny. The reporter asked Jakob, he said, Jakob, what do you think Sandro can do to help you improve your game? And Jakob wasn't having that. He said, what did you say? He said, what can I do to help Sandro improve his game? It's so good. And it's true. I mean, that was kind of insulting because Jakob is the 10-year pro and Sandro's the younger player. But it was interesting what he said about the difference between Sandro Mamu and Jakob Poeltl is that, they're different looks, just like Kelly and I from before. Kelly Olynyk was a little bit different player than me, but I think that Sandro is more dynamic than Kelly. And that just means he's younger and he can get up and down the floor better is what he means. But yeah, and even Darko said Sandro can handle the ball a bit, and he's a very versatile big. But like Jakob said, there's a different look with Poeltl out there opposed to Mamu, and Mamu can be a stretch big and stretch the floor as a 3-point shooting 5 and play 5 very well. So it's very interesting. Yeah, Mark's saying I can't wait for the open practice this Friday. Kids and I are pumped. There you go, Mark Tavares. That's right. Yell Raptors freak at Scotty and see if he sees you. If you say Raptors freak and see if he turns and looks at you and say, hey, and like have your kids, I bet he'll come over and maybe take a picture with you guys. You got to do it before the practice starts when they're just kind of warming up and shooting around. And if you're near the court, hopefully, if you can be down near the court, then it's easier for him to walk over. I will send him a message again and I'll say, Scotty, the Raptor freaks are coming to open practice on Calgary on Friday. And we'd like if you would come over and say hi and take a picture with Mark and his kids, if you can. That'd be great. I'm going to send him a message and see what he'll say. So if you say the code word, say Raptors freak, and see if Scotty will come over and take that picture with you. Because he did it for Tom in Vancouver a couple years ago. And he did it for me also here in Toronto when I said Raptors freak. So that is a code word. That is a password that activates Scotty. And Scotty's like, oh, the Raptors freaks are here. But Scotty doesn't know about this channel. And he loves his passionate fans, as he said yesterday. It was what they asked. Chelsea asked him. Chelsea late said, Scotty, what have you learned in 4 years of being in Toronto about being in Toronto? He said the fans are so passionate. And when he says passionate, he's talking about us. He's talking about us. So Mark, try and see that. So get that there. That's right. Get that there. That's right. Let's see. Fiercely saying Jakob pulled a Uno reverse on the reporter. Yeah. Because in the past, Jakob's been walked all over by the reporters and asked kind of degrading questions. I feel like that was Jak standing up for himself and saying, no, wait a second. No. And he had good answer. He said he's helping Sandro understand the defense and what he knows of it already and getting adjusted and how his role will be in the defense. So Jak is a teacher. Jak is teaching Ulrich. Jak is teaching Sandro, stuff like that. That's right. Jamal saying Jamal Shed is a Canadian man. That's right. Mark, you going? Yeah, he's going. He's taking the kids. And I believe Seymour's going too. Seymour Pape's going to be there. That's right. Hopefully. I was wondering why traffic was so light today. Happy Reconciliation Day. Today is technically a holiday across Canada, guys. Today is technically a holiday. A lot of people are not working today. That's right. Let's see. Yeah, it's awesome that Mark's going. That's going to be a special moment, special memories for you guys. And to get to see the Raptors up so close in your city, I know you guys don't get them in Calgary very often. It's a big deal. And that's why I'm going to tell Scott, I'm going to say, Scott, you guys don't ever come to Calgary. And we've got some really good Raptor freaks there that want to meet you, man, and get a picture if they can. That's right. Seymour saying my boss is a self-proclaimed redneck, so I got to work. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Most saying Kelly Olynyk had a baby girl. So Kelly and his wife had their baby. Awesome. Congratulations to the Olynyks on the birth of their child right before the season. Wow. Mark saying I'm currently wandering the streets. Hang on, it jumped. I'm currently wandering the streets of Calgary with my dog looking for Raptors. Well, you might be able to find where they're staying. It's probably very likely you could probably figure out which hotel they're in. But yeah, I would say don't stalk the Raptors, but you could very well run into them this week. That's for sure. That's right. Seymour saying, see you there amongst the fans, Mark. There you go. Seymour's going to be there, guys. Seymour, did you get your Raptor Freak shirt made? Because he's actually going to wear a shirt. He was going to make a print of Raptors Freak and come there for that. Yeah. Kareem's saying that whole presser looked AI generated because of the light. Because of the crazy light? I don't know. It wasn't that AI generated. That was a real deal Holyfield. That was RJ. That was IQ. That was Brandon. It's a big deal. Trust that. All right. Last question, guys. What Canadian thing did Garrett Temple say when he was interviewed by Akil Augustine? What Canadian thing did Garrett Temple say at the end of Media Day yesterday in the last interview? Wagwan? No. It's going to be packed. Seymour, I will be wearing a throwback VC jersey along with my 4-year-old son, and my 2-year-old son has a throwback Lowry jersey. Okay, cool. Sorry is right. Isaac is right. He said sorry. That's right. That's what Garrett said. He said, I'm becoming more Canadian because I said sorry to someone the other day. It was very tongue-in-cheek and nice. He wasn't making fun or anything. Garrett's awesome. Garrett's really been enjoying Toronto life with his family and doing all kinds of fun stuff with his kids. That's right. That's heavy, man. That's heavy. Kaloy saying, morning, Lex and Rapt Freak fam. As someone who comes from conquered lands as well, I stand with the First Nations. Happy Truth and Reconciliation Day. Yes, sir. So the trivia is done. I've come to my last question, was the Garrett Temple sorry question. And I want to go do the Instagram stories because on that note, we're going to go talk about what the Toronto Tempo we're talking about today because they have truth and reconciliation activities going on right now. On September 18th, the Toronto Tempo welcome Cree Métis educator Veronica McCrae from Treaty 6 to lead a session in honor of the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. So they did this about a week ago or so, 2 weeks ago. And yeah, Toronto Tempo is all about our day today, Orange Day, and truth and reconciliation. It's a big deal, man. In some ways, up here in Canada, it's a very, very important day. For sure. Tonight, of course, WNBA semifinals are going on. Game 5. It'll be Indiana Fever at Las Vegas Aces. Our referees for tonight for the game, Roy Gibian, once again, is the crew chief, number 42. He must be the number 1 WNBA ref because he's done crew chiefing most every night of WNBA playoffs. Roy. Yeah, Isaac Barnett is the referee, number 16. The umpire will be Fatu Sissoko Stevens, who's also one of the top refs in the WNBA, I guess. And the alternate is Kevin Fahey, number 43. That is your refs for the WNBA playoff game tonight. Let's see what else is in the sports and reconciliation with the Toronto Tempo. Learn how the government of Canada is responding to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action 87 to 91. Very, very interesting. 6 things to know about Indigenous basketball history is up on Toronto Tempo. If you want to learn more about the history of basketball with Indigenous people here in Canada, well, Toronto Tempo's got your primer and your lesson for you so you can learn. Let's see what else. We got Scotty Barnes at a media day, dribbling the ball between his legs. And, well, that's a wrap. It was Scotty leaving saying, it's time to go to Calgary. Big Vets. There's the picture of him with Garrett. Maybe this is a little like FU to Michael Grange. Almost a vet. No, Big Vets. Michael, get it right. You're a little bit of shade there. You're sounding motherfucker. Say, yeah, come on now. Garrett Temple, Scotty Barnes, vets. Who are the older players on this team this year? Garrett, Jakob, Brandon, and, well, the longest tenured one is Scotty. And he may not be one of the older ones, but the 3 oldest guys are Garrett, Jakob, and Brandon. And, well, Scotty is a vet, too. And so is Emmanuel. Emmanuel is a leader on this team. That was made very clear yesterday also. Let's see. There's Gary Trent Jr. at his media day from Milwaukee. Gary did a summer season drop, and he showed his girlfriend off in the pictures. I'd never seen Gary Trent Jr.'s girlfriend until this Instagram drop, and she's something. They had quite a summer. Let's just put it that way. Shamshay dancing at his media day in front of the green screen. What's he doing? He's like doing a finger pump. He's like, I feel like Shamshay's more loose and comfortable this year. He's not a rookie. He's not a little 18-year-old kid from Cameroon coming over. He's a little bit more seasoned, and he's a little bit more coming out of his shell. Whether it's him yelling at the TFC game this weekend about Ronaldo or whatever, we love it. Bring out more of the personality and the fire, Ulrich Shamshay. I want to see you really jump up this year. That's right, young man. Let's go. Grady Dick doing his little dance against the green screen, dancing around himself, and he's making goofy smiley faces. There was a lot of goofiness with Grady yesterday. And then there he is with Akil. I felt like Akil was kind of cheesing Grady for a second there and kind of making him mad, but then it came around by the end. I think Akil was busting his chops about Carabana too much. It's like, come on, man. Yeah, you went to Carabana. You had a good time. He couldn't make it this year. And y'all were coming down on Grady for not coming to Carabana this year. Come on, man. Come on, man. Be nice to Grady. Don't be doing this to him. Come on now. There's Zach Edey at Media Day with the Memphis Grizzlies. And it's crazy. They're showing the big five for the Grizzlies, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is there, Jalen Wells, Zach, and Ja, and then KCP. And I'm like, these are the top 5 players for the Grizzlies this year. They're in trouble, especially since the 2 big men are hurt and they're not going to be playing at the beginning of the year. And how much will Ja Morant actually be around this year? Come on now. But Zach is off to his training camp, the big man for Canada. AJ Lawson at Media Day. He's holding up a what is that? It's a We the North flag, a little mini We the North flag. AJ, we're rooting for you, man. I want to see you get on this team. You've got to win the training camp battle. And I know that Jared Rhoden's a good friend, but you're going to have to beat him to make this team. I'm sorry. And we want you on this team. I'm always going straight goods with the Canadian goods. And if I got to choose between a Canadian product and an American product right now, I'm choosing the Canadian product, Brampton's own AJ Lawson. So get on this team, AJ. And there's this little exchange with Akil about season tickets and being at courtside. And, Akil's known AJ for a little while. So there's a bit of a real friendship from before. And it is kind of like pinch me. Look where I'm at, Akil. Look where I'm at. I mean, AJ Lawson, keep living your dream. Don't ever wake up, man. Don't ever wake up. Elijah Martin in a nice picture from Media Day with Jamal Shed. I wish we had heard from him and Colin. It's kind of stupid that we didn't, honestly. Norman Powell at Media Day for Miami Heat, and he was hanging around with Bam Adebayo in the backstage. And also, he took the camera himself, and he was filming some of his teammates getting their pictures taken, Jaime Vasquez Jr. being one of them. So, yeah, Norman is a Miami Heat this year, and it's going to be very interesting to see what that looks like. Coach James Wade is still playing clips from the open gym this weekend that showcased him. He was amazing. It's also his sister's birthday. Happy birthday to James Wade's sister yesterday. Just awesome to see that. Love you to infinity. There's Garrett Temple and his family, man. This is the thing. And Akil said this yesterday when he talked to Garrett. It's like, man, it's so beautiful to see your family. See such a great example of an African-American family just living in success and joy. That kind of stuff is important. And Kara Temple with the kids on a swing around a bunch of fall pumpkins and stuff like that. They're just out there. They had his son out there picking tomatoes. This is Garrett's Jr. is out there picking tomatoes. That one looked a little green, son. Why'd you pick that one? There you go. But yeah, the kids are out and enjoying fall festivities. And the Temple family is such a beautiful family. And thank you, Garrett, for giving us a window to your family life. You guys are great examples for everybody. Pascal going into Media Day 2025, of course, taking a photo montage of all of his teammates with his own camera. He's such an auteur. He wants to document everything himself. So Siakam was taking pictures of Johnny Furpey and Obi Toppin and Andrew Nebhard and all them and getting all the pictures out there. I don't know where Eugene Omoruyi is, but he wasn't at Media Day yesterday. It looks like he's at an airport and he's waiting to get on a plane somewhere. So maybe Eugene's finally coming back from Abu Dhabi and he's coming back to Canada. So I don't know what's going on with him. Eric Smith showing some behind-the-scenes pictures on his Instagram from Media Day. There's Scotty in black and white. Brandon shaking somebody's hand. There's Jakob walking through the lobby of the Hotel X with all its crazy lights and stuff. And there's Emmanuel smelling nice with the lady for the media for the Raptors. And there's RJ looking strong and confident and tough. I love to see it. SGA has got some guy wearing a jacket. I'm not sure what's going on there. There's Chris in his Celtics green, number 99. It's crazy. It does not look right. You guys are right. But yeah, they're loving Chris over there in Boston already. Boucher in Boston is what they're talking about. And you know what Chris actually reposted? Always a Raptor. Chris reposted Brandon Ingram's pause on his Instagram. He's laughing. No, Ingram. No. Yeah, he caught Doug Smith with that. Of course, Chris knows Doug Smith real well. He knows Doug Smith and all the goofiness of Doug Smith. So yeah, that moment, Chris caught it. He saw Brandon in his interview and he reposted him telling Doug Smith to pause. That's a Raptors great moment. Seriously. The Brandon Ingram pause of Doug Smith is going to be in the history books for the Raptors. Like cocked that joint and banged on him. So I'm just saying, Chris Boucher is reposting his former teammate Brandon Ingram about that. It's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that Chris put that up. Seriously, you didn't have to do that. But you thought it was funny. There's a picture of Chris's kid eating some food. And Jacoby at Media Day, there's a kid wearing his jersey, getting pictures taken with the North with the fences that Monique was talking about, the fences, making it look like Hell in a Cell, some sort of steel cage match for the Raptors. There's Jacoby doing a dap with Jamal Shed and just the fun. Jacoby's so goofy and fun. He's really smart. And Akil, he was right. Vince Carter is the first All-Star. Jacoby is right. You better come and apologize to him. Seriously. There's Oshai with RJ on their Instagram. Oshai doing the thing, getting ready for the season, and say, we back, baby. And it's like, that's right. Let's go, RJ. Let's go. Jonathan Mobo goofing around with Jamal Shed. Jamal's yelling at Jonathan, messing up his pictures. And Jonathan's like, oh, no, not this guy, Jamal Shed. Jamal Shed actually said yesterday, I don't like Jonathan Mobo. I don't want to sit next to him on the plane. He's annoying. And it's all love. You know that he doesn't hate Jonathan Mobo. He can only say that because of that. Now, I feel like Scotty is on a campaign to mess up Jonathan Mobo's name. And he keeps calling him a Mogbo. He started doing this a couple years ago just to be a troll, I think. I think he's messing with Jonathan. We know his name is Mobo. But I think because Scott thinks it's funny that everybody gets his name wrong, he's calling him Jonathan Mogbo. I think he's doing this on purpose. He did it again yesterday at Media Day. And in some ways, it's because these other announcers that get Jonathan for the first time in other markets, they start calling him Jonathan Mogbo. Well, it's Mobo. And Scotty knows that. He's trolling Jonathan. You know he is. You know he is trolling his best friend. There's the beer pong game. It was such a fail. Like, what is this? This is not a flat surface. And seriously, who set this game up? You're trying to make the Raptors look bad. I'm telling you, man, that beer pong game was just wrong. That's right. There's RJ Barrett with Oshai Abaji on his Instagram saying, we back, baby. I love it. There's the Raptor coming out and dapping Grady and saying, reunited. And it feels so good. Peaches and Herb. Grady and the Raptor are best buds. It's like, who do you want to sit with on the plane to Calgary, Grady? I want to sit with the Raptor. That's right. You sit with the Raptor over there. That's right. RJ said he sits with Yak. He likes to sit with Yak on the plane and talk stuff there. Jamal Shed posting the mini mic asks, who do you want to ride on the plane with? And some people were saying, no, we do not want to ride with Jamal Shed because he's going to talk my ear off. And that's what Brandon Ingram said. Of course, Mamu and RJ were saying, I'll sit with anybody. I want to sit with everyone. That's right. That's right. Oshai didn't want to sit with Grady because I don't know why. Maybe because they just know each other so well. He wants to get somebody else, know somebody else instead. I don't know. But people need to be sleeping on the plane or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. Raptors Official Admin has tons of stories and tons of images and all kinds of goofy stuff on there. But yeah, that's the Instagram stories for yesterday. Media Day 2025. That's what's up right there, man. That's what's up. Yeah, let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat. Here. Yeah, that's heavy. It's heavy. Amit saying sorry is my favorite saying. Well, in some ways it is Canadian. You know, in some ways you get to a point where both people are trying to go by each other and they stop and they say, oh, sorry. It's no big deal. It's very humble. It's very gracious. Some people will say, oh, that's kind of like beta kind of crap. No, listen, it's good to be humble. It's good to be nice and appreciative and also, you know, kind of looking out for each other. And in some ways, the word sorry is a sign of respect. People that can never say they're sorry, there's psychological problems with them. Seriously. If there's people that are not able to apologize in their life, there's psychological problems with those people. There really are. And yeah, the guy who's in the White House is one of these people. That's right. Let's keep going. Blackhawks saying, why be mad at Bruce Brown when the red carpet was never rolled out for him? Many Raptors fans attacked him, so we can't expect him to gloat about his experience. I don't think I'm not mad at him. If there are Raptors fans getting mad at Bruce Brown right now, don't. Seriously, let's not do this. Seriously, let's go look at Raptors Reddit and see if they are getting mad at Bruce Brown on there. First of all, somebody made a rug of their favorite team. They put the Raptors original logo on a rug. It looks nice and plush. Good job, JEMC88. Good job. I like your little Raptors rug. That's sure. All right, here's the Bruce Brown post. Tell us how you really feel. As soon as I got to Toronto, I thought about coming back to Denver right away. Bruce Brown. Ooh, let's see what the people are saying. Let's see what they're saying here. First of all, the first comment is saying this. I mean, this was pretty clear. And also, it's not like us fans were really excited about him at any point. Dude still seemed like a pro and not like he was being super negative at any point when he was with the team. Even got mans wearing Cowboys hats. Yeah. I mean, I think this is exactly dead on. This Redditor saying this. This is exactly right. It's like, dude, the guy showed up. He was a pro. You know, not everybody's going to be enthralled about being in Toronto, but, you know, at least he didn't deny it and not come. He did everything he was supposed to. And there's been people in the past that have done exactly that, have denied it and not come. So, yeah. He was literally just a piece that the front office dangled to a contender to get picks. Exactly. We also wanted him actively out. It's hard to love a team when the fans don't want you. I mean, that's a really tough position to be in. Think about it. You playing professional basketball, you want the fans to like you, but if they're not taking to you, it's real easy to kind of be like, F you then, and just kind of get in a bad situation. But no, Bruce was a pro. And he was very, very, I have no problem with Bruce Brown Jr. And I actually got to really respect him over the time he was on the Raptors because I saw the effort he was putting in as a professional. He makes millions of dollars to play basketball and he showed up. And even if it wasn't exactly the best situation or what he wanted, there's nothing wrong with this, Raptors fans. Sometimes we can be sensitive to people not wanting to be in Toronto, but this is not a case where we should be sensitive because honestly, he came and did his duty professionally. And that's all we can ask of him. Seriously, that's all we can ask of him. All right, let's see what else is on Raptors Reddit real quick. Maybe there's another one. Brandon Ingram responds to a question. Oh, that's the pause. There's the hot mic moment with Akil Augustine. It's just too bad that happened. Let's see what the fans are saying about Akil in this situation. Oh, shit. Is that why they killed the live stream? Yeah, they did. They killed it for like a half an hour after that. They're saying he was defending Scotty. But at the end of the day, extremely unprofessional, and there is a time and a place to talk about said topics. I think that's pretty right. Right there. Somebody was calling Akil Cabby, and that's just wrong because it's not Cabby. That's Akil Augustine. So everybody's thinking that was Cabby. That's kind of messed up right there. Oh, yeah. It's just goofy, man. So, yeah. Either way, the press, seriously, you got to tighten up on your mics. Just take it from Lex. I understand this, guys. So, yeah, that's Raptors Reddit reactions for today. Just tighten up on your mics, Raptors official. Seriously, tighten up. Tighten up. Most saying W stream, W vibes. Go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Raptor Free Crew strong forever. Just helping me limit the comments. I appreciate you, Mo. You are such an integral part of the Raptor Freak channel. My great producer, Monique Lawrence, the super fan. Thank you for giving me my cutoff. Let's see. Neil saying JW says Shamshay snores. Jacoby Walter said that Shamshay snores. And that could be true. If they have to share rooms with each other, well, maybe they're finding that out. Some people are rooming with each other at hotels. And, well, maybe they find out that way. Fiercely saying, so in a nutshell, I enjoyed Media Day, specifically the message conveyed by the players in Darko equals win. Also, the mics were working finally. They did good with the regular press conference. They had their shit together way more. And it was interesting how they were turning the mics on and off for the journalists. And there was quite a range of the journalists that were there. Pretty much all the Raptors' important journalists were at Media Day yesterday and got questions here and there. We heard Samson. We heard Will. We heard Josh. We heard Eric Kareen. We heard Grange and Doug Smith, of course. So, yeah, I thought the media members were mostly pretty good. There weren't too many questions where I was like, what the hell are you asking them that for? Or you're being a little jerk asking that question. No, they were very good questions, and they were good answers from the players too, and Darko. And, yeah, Darko's amazing, man. You guys, we're going to find out more and more just how special and lucky we are to have Rajakovic as our coach this year, guys. We're really going to see it this year. Trust me, we're going to see it this year. That's right. That's right. Amit's saying, well, Scotty is the longest consecutive tenured Raptor. Jakob is going into year 5.5. Yeah, if you count his time from before. I don't know. I mean, in some ways, I think Yak has been a Raptor longer than Scotty. If you add his career and his first stint as a rookie on the Raptors, I don't know. I don't know exactly who's the longest tenured when you add Jakob's 2 stints against Scotty's 1 stint. That, it may be very close. Neil's saying Grady got a lady, no more Carabana for him. Well, he had a lady when he went to Carabana. That's not the issue. No, Carla can go to Carabana with him. In fact, she might have been at Carabana when he went. Why? Because he was dancing with the performers, the revelers. That's not a problem. That's part of what you have to do at Carabana, whether you're taken or not. That's right. You just dance with them. And Grady was just getting that aura and that riz going. That's right. Fiercely saying KCP, a.k.a. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he left the Magic. Yeah, he's on the Grizzlies. And he's in that picture there. And I'm like, whoa, these are the top 5 for the Grizzlies. They're in trouble. They're in trouble this year. Memphis is going to have a long year. Long year. Neil saying AJ has more energy than Jarrett. AJ, I just want him to get it. I mean, it's going to be really close. It's going to be close. I don't think David Roddy and Olivier Sarr are in the running for this last roster spot on the Raptors. It's a 4-man race, and I think those two guys are really in another level. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to see them. Maybe Roddy's different in some ways than I remember. He is an undersized player. And then Sarr, he just doesn't have any range as a shooter. He can't shoot anywhere outside of 5-10 feet. It's a little bit like Moses Brown. So, man, I know it's Roden versus Lawson. And there's one spot. And in some ways, it's like iron sharpens iron. These two are going to be going at it, and they're going to both be trying to get that one spot, the only spot available that is open for the roster this year for the Raptors. They have 14 guaranteed contracts. They have 3 two-ways, and they have one spot left, that 15th spot. And A.J. Lawson is gunning for it versus Jared Roden. And it's going to be we're going to see it. And we're going to see it in the preseason games. You're going to see it, and we're going to see who it's going to be. That's right. Kaloy saying, my wish is that the Raptors tonight comes back this season. Me too. I hope they do come back too. I think if they're more winning this year, it's more likely. I think that last year was just a haul, and like Randy Urban and them don't want to hang out after the game if the Raptors are losing like so many games during the season. Like last year, they lost 52 games, right? So, they didn't want to hang around after games every night. Jack Armstrong wanted to go home. Leo Routen's just like, nah, I got something better to do. And, in some ways, I hope they do bring it back. And they may very well, just because the Raptors are more likely to win a lot of games this year. And I hope that's true. I'm with you, Kaloy, on this. W. Kaloy, that's right. I'm all about that. Most saying, I'm glad Scotty opened up about Team Jamaica. Yeah, I asked Lloyd personally earlier this summer. I said, Lloyd, do you think Scotty would ever actually play for Jamaica? He didn't answer me because he don't want to answer for Scott. He answers me on a lot of questions, but he didn't answer me on that one. Well, they asked him directly yesterday, and he said he's open to it. It's a possibility. He didn't say he'd do it for sure. He did not commit to it. He didn't say he'd do it for sure, but he said he's thinking about it very hard and that it is a possibility. So I don't know. Once again, I tell you, it's all about USA. If USA calls him and says, come be on Team USA, he's coming in a heartbeat. But if there's a certain point in his career and he's like, wow, Team USA never did come around and pick me up and put me on the team with these other guys, I will suit up for Jamaica because I do want to get that FIBA experience. And maybe by then, the Thompson twins and Norman and the Jamaican team could be very good. And then all of a sudden, you're getting a movie with John Candy made somehow, some way. The Jamaican basketball team just rose up and to like the top 10 of FIBA because Scotty Barnes and the Thompson twins are on their team all of a sudden. It'd be crazy, man. It'd be crazy. I mean, he could have that kind of bump up for them. Seriously. He could. Mark Tavares saying famous Raptor quotes, cock that joint back and banged on him, pause, and ball. Yeah. Hidu took her glue, ball. Yeah, there's just moments that just live in infamy forever. Like OG getting blinded at that Hotel X a couple years ago. OG's trying to do his media day, and he's like, I can't see. Like the sun is literally on his face. It's crazy, man. Trevor's saying, my friend called me yesterday and said, man, did you hear what the reporter asked Ingram about threesome? And we had a good laugh. Yeah, it was funny, man. I'm sure Doug Smith's striking that term from his vocabulary from now on because he's like, oh, Doug probably didn't even realize it at first. He's like, what is this? What is this? And Brandon Ingram's, pause. No, you can go. No, I'm just kidding. You can just go. Like, Brandon's funny, man. He's quick to do that, man. That was really, really good, man. Fiercely saying, why is Cabby not as involved with Raptors content? He is fun to watch. Cabby's older, right? Cabby's older. Like he's up there at this point. Like Cabby is like, I think he's like in his 50s, like me, but he's older than me, I'm pretty sure. The thing was that Cabby was never specifically an NBA guy. Cabby was always on a sports network here in Canada covering hockey and baseball and basketball. I mean, he had amazing interviews with Kobe Bryant back in the day. He became really kind of big time. And in some ways, Cabby outgrew Canada. And he started doing more work in the States and over on the West Coast and kind of moved away from Toronto. So that's why we don't see Cabby as much. He kind of went big time and forgot about us. That's kind of what it is. But it is what it is. Cabby is still somebody fun to see from time to time. And every once in a while, there'll be some content that comes out with Cabby involved. And I really enjoy it. But yeah, people getting Akil and Cabby mixed up, that's kind of messed up. I'm just going to say that. That's kind of messed up, y'all. Let's see. Neil saying one little snafu on the mic. They got better than last year and will get better next year. There wasn't just one little snafu, Neil. No, you weren't there the whole day. There were snafus left and right on that live stream, what they were trying to do there. They were so bad they had to kill it for a half an hour and let it cool because the fans in the comments were going off after that autism comment that he made. Yeah, they had to kill the whole stream for 45 minutes almost before they even came back. And then when they came back, they didn't even allow us to comment on Facebook or anywhere. They were so scared people would come in and bring it up. Well, this is a day and age. You do it, it's going to get caught. And it is caught. It's on Reddit. It's on Reddit. People can still see it. It's not like it's gone away forever. It's been caught. It's been posted. And, that if that was the only incident, that was the really crazy one. It was really bad. I mean, it was literally within 10 seconds of Scotty leaving his media day interview. Akil said something about autism, like right there on the air. It was so bad timing, really, really bad. But that wasn't the only problem. They had a lot of technical issues. There were at least 2 or 3 interviews where they started the interview and the mics weren't turned on. There was one point during one of the interviews where Akil turned his own mic off by accident in the middle of the interview, and he didn't even notice it. He was still talking to whoever he was talking to, and his voice was only going through the microphone of the player that he was talking to. He turned his own mic off in the middle of an interview yesterday. So no, there was a lot of unprofessional screw-ups in the whole live stream setup they try to do. In some ways, I feel vindicated because this is not easy to do. Let's just put it that way. This is not easy to do what I do every morning at 9:30. And people that think that they can just do what I do right here every morning, you find out if you try. You'd find out. Seriously, this is not easy to do. I'm talking and I'm comprehending and I'm saying things, stream of consciousness, and it makes sense. Some people just talk like this and they'll just talk out their ass and it don't make no sense. Lex makes sense when he talks out of his ass. Let's just put it that way. It's not easy. All right. Adrian wants a classic card. All right. Most saying the question Yak got about hitting his 30s. I didn't get it. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that was dumb. That was a dumb question. That was Eric Kareen. Eric Kareen asked a dumb question to Jakob about turning 30 and how his life changes after 30. And Jakob handled it really well. This is a good point that Monique's brought up. Yeah, Eric Kareen had kind of a shady, stupid question on this one. He said, how's your game going to change now that you're 30? It's like Jakob's like, I'm the same person. I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I was like, hello, Eric Kareen. That's a dumb question. It's a really dumb question. Yeah, that was a dumb question. That was really dumb. Fiercely saying WNBA final game 5 matchup tonight. Hard to predict. If the Aces or Fever will get the dub, may the best team win. If Indiana plays strong defense like they have been on the Aces, well, that's their game to win. We'll just have to see how it goes down. This is WNBA action. It's fantastic. That's right. We'll have to see. We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's saying Amin will never play for Jamaica. Soon enough, he'll be on USA. I expect him to take another huge leap with potential to be All-NBA. That's not what I've heard. First of all, Amit, the field to get on USA is so crowded. I don't think Amin Thompson is going to make Team USA. I don't think he's good enough to do it. He's already committed to Jamaica. I don't know if you know this. Both the Thompson twins say they're going to play for Jamaica, and they would have already played this summer, but their visas and citizenship did not clear in time to go and join Norman Powell this summer when they played in America. So they've already committed to it. Amin and Asur want to play for Jamaica. They are actually committed to it. And Norman is too. The only reason why they didn't play is because their paperwork to come and play at AmeriCup wasn't done in time. But they're going to be on Team Jamaica in the future once all that stuff clears. So you're wrong. If he goes on Team USA afterwards, I doubt it. I don't think you're overvaluating some players way higher than I do. I think that the Thompson twins are good, but I don't think that he's going to make a USA team. And that's why these guys are going straight to Jamaica. Yeah. Fiercely saying, W stream fam, I'm done commenting. Okay. All right. Thank you. Mischief's here. Good morning to Mischief, the base man. I heard Zach Edey got injured and will miss part of the 2025 season. Yeah. He's hurt to start the season, and so is Jaren Jackson. And it sounds like both of them are going to be out for the first 2 months of the season. So the Grizzlies ain't going to have no size right from the start of the season. That's right. He got a reckless driving ticket in the States driving a Kia. Yeah. It was stupid. He was speeding, driving a little shitty car. And, well, he got a speeding ticket. That's all it was. Lex, who would you rather face after the best of 3 series are over, Boston or New York? I want to face the Red Sox because the Yankees are cocky and thinking that they're going to get through already. If I was the Boston Red Sox, I would hear, oh, they're already banning Canadians from buying tickets for the next series. Don't even let them get there. So go Red Sox. In some ways, I've always, in the hierarchy of American League East baseball, have rooted for the Red Sox over the Yankees. So that's not going to change on this one. I don't like the Red Sox much either, but if the lesser of two evils, I want the Red Sox to beat the Yankees and put them out, Jay. That's what I want right there. Yeah, especially since they're cocky and they're already saying Canadians can't buy tickets. That's right. Trevor's saying when Raptors player Sonny Weems turned boxing pro. This is weird. I saw that just before I got on the stream. That Sonny Weems, former Raptor who played with DeMar in them the early DeMar years, is boxing now, and he's in the boxing ring with the gloves and the trunks. That's really interesting. I just seen that though. I just seen that before I came on the air. Neil saying you and I were there, Lex. That was the main hot mic, which is the reason for the Akil format. Yeah, you were there for that second. But I'm telling you, there was all kinds of problems the whole entire time they were doing it. There was weird jumping back and forth. I told Monique, I felt like it was so chaotic. Like, seriously, they made it feel like Eric Andre's show. It was just so unpredictable and stupid and goofy. Like, seriously, it had a feeling like Eric Andre, the show from Adult Swim, where it's like, Eric Andre's on there and he'll have a celebrity guest and he'll do something stupid like eat his own throw up. But and then they'll say, we'll be right back. And then it's like Hannibal Buress, his eyes back in his head, like, and then it's like, we'll be right back. And there was that we'll be right back over every once in a while. And then come back and there's another guest on the show. It had a very Eric Andre feel, the whole Akil Augustine live stream yesterday. I wish it had been more surreal and weird. I mean, maybe you could have done that, Akil. Could you have ripped off Eric Andre to an extent and just done really weird shit with the Raptors and try and freak them out? That would have been very entertaining to me. I am a fan of the Tim and Eric Andre surrealist television genre. And if you had done more like that and just leaned into the bad production and things that you were doing, that might have actually made it work. If they had been more like Eric Andre on that live stream with Akil yesterday, that might have been kind of fun, honestly. Seriously. But yeah, it's weird. They had a lot of problems, Neil. Trust me. You had to watch the whole thing through right to Garrett Temple and all the way to end to Garrett Temple's interview, because they did IQ's press conference and they did like 3 or 4 more press conferences on the Be Right Back stream. We stayed until the very, very end. Some of us. G was there with me till the very end. So I saw him in there. But yeah, you can go look at the stream. It's up. You can see Raptors Freaks top fan number 1. Let's see who's top fan on my stream today. It looks like it's Trevor J. Trevor J is number 1 top fan. Ahmed Gaming is number 2, and Adriana is number 3 on the top fans. You can go look at the stream with Akil yesterday. Raptors Freak number 1. All right, let's see. Mark's saying, yeah, Thompson twins most likely won't make Team USA, at least not in the near future, because the team is stacked with talent. They got to wait for these guys to retire. And it's already like they're anointing the next generation, like Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, shit like that. You know, there's guys ahead of them in some ways. I mean, sure, they may be very talented guys, but man, there's so many talented guys. What makes them so much better? I mean, Scotty has a better chance of making Team USA than the Thompsons, in my opinion. Scotty has a better chance. Yeah. Let's see. Blackhawks saying they didn't play because only one unnaturalized player is allowed. Jamaica has to change their rule because there are not enough NBA natural born players to fill the team. That's part of it. But they just need to get them citizenship. That's all they need to do. They get them citizenship, which is easy because they have lineage to Jamaican roots in their family. And that's the whole reason why Norman, Scotty, the Thompson twins can be on the Jamaican team, is because they have direct descendants that are from Jamaica. And that's the easiest way to do it. It's like you can get a guy who has nothing to do with Jamaica and naturalize him. That's what that rule is. But if you can actually get guys that have ties to Jamaica and they become Jamaican citizens, that's the whole thing. The Thompsons needed to become citizens before they played. And Norman's not totally a citizen, so they used the rule on him. So Neil's right. So Wayne's saying Akil isn't knowledgeable enough to communicate without being scripted. He's not good off the cuff due to his overzealous ego and lack of knowledge overall on sports genres. I mean, I wouldn't say all of that exactly, but some of it I would. I would say some of it. I don't know. I think sometimes it annoys me when he does the thing during the game, when he's on the mic at the sideline, because he says stuff at halftime when the teams are warming up for the second half. And he shouldn't say it. Like, it's really giving good fodder to the other team to try and kick our ass in the second half. So, Augustine, please really, really look over your copy when you do your updates in the arena over the PA system where all the players can hear what you're saying. Think about what you're saying, because in some ways you may be embarrassing somebody like Grady Dick, or you may be giving fodder to the other side to get more gumption to try and kick our ass. And we don't need bulletin board fodder coming from somebody working for our team that's in the arena just on the microphone talking about the first half stats and shit like that. He has to be very careful with that part of his job. Seriously, you walk a tightrope when you do that in arena shit, Keel Augustine. So be very careful and aware of what you're doing, and don't half-ass that shit, because you could step in it for the Raptors real easy if you're not careful. And I just described how you could. Isaac saying, we will be right back. Here's the worst music you could ever listen to. I know. That's so Eric Andre. Da, 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 da. We'll be right back. That's right. Amit saying, Mark Tavares, a lot of old guys, especially for the next Olympics. I doubt Curry, Drew Holiday, LeBron will be there. And I'm unsure about AD, KD, and Mbozo. USA loves great defenders such as Amon. I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of other guys they're kind of designating and going towards. People like Paulo, people like that. I don't know. You got to understand there's a golden boy hierarchy in the league of Americans, and they have a certain ranking of Americans that they want to start pushing towards the Team USA. Scotty's somewhere in the mix, but he is, like I said, I think he's further along than Thompson's. I think Scotty's more likely to make Team USA than one of the Thompsons. I'm serious. Let's see. CNN just put a photo of Epstein at Trump's wedding. Things are getting messy. But all right, you brought that up. I don't want to talk about it. That's enough. That's enough. All right, where's my next tab? I am at all right, we'll do the classic card. You guys want the classic card? We'll do the classic card real quick. You are at 2 hours. We're right at 2 hours. All right, let's see. Classic wedding card. All right, let's see. I'm pulling the first one I get. And, well, this is the first one I got, guys. So let's see. It's not so classic. Full name answer, please. And get it quick. Amit's here. Here you go. Full name answer. This is easy. You guys should know who this is right away. This is an old friend of Scotty's. There you go. Can you give me the full name answer on this player? It's a classic card, but not really. Patrick Williams is right. I knew Amit would get that. Of course, that's Patrick Williams at Florida State University. There was some rumors about him getting traded to our team this summer for RJ Barrett. Just a few. All right, that's an easy card, but I'm going to give Amit 100 for it. So thank you, Amit Gaming, for getting the classic card. Quick and painless. No problems at all. Patrick Williams, a very current player, so it's easier to get. I love it. We've had a different person get the classic card pretty much every day this week. So 100 points for Amit on the classic card. I'll add it to the trivia scores, and we'll add up all the totals, and I'll give you the trivia totals and the standings after the stream's over, guys. After the stream is over. Yeah, it's not really classic. Some of these cards are newer cards that are in the box. So it's just kind of how it worked out in some ways. All right, guys. Once again, we have our Raptor Freak Fantasy Basketball League starting on Sunday. We have 16 teams. I appreciate everybody joining and coming back from last year and this year. This draft will be on Sunday's stream. And 9:45 is when the draft starts. I'll start the stream at 9:30. So if you are in the league, and these are the teams that are in the league, there's me, Jason Dukes, our first original Raptor Freak fantasy champion, Bryce in Kentucky, Mike, Logical Raptors fanatic, Cool Cat, Andrew, whose team is the Toronto Shamshays, MJ, a.k.a. Fiercey, Meredith, our two-time WNBA champion. Mari is going to be playing again this year as Duppy Conquerors. We've also got James, who's playing, Raptor Freak James. Kareem is playing once again. Gerald is playing as I Beat You now. Okay. Trucker Kaz, our current WNBA fantasy champion. Amit Gaming. HC is playing once again. And we also have our Discord server admin, Nins, out of Philadelphia. You will be playing. So those are the 16 teams. Please show up on Sunday. If you can't show up on Sunday to do the live draft, please pre-draft rank. choices so you can somewhat get a team that you will like in absence of not being able to select it. And yeah, I've got the settings on the league really nice and tightened up. And this is going to be a way better experience this year for our Yahoo Fantasy NBA League this year than last year. I promise you guys, it's going to be good, man. That's right. Most saying making up for yesterday's, Lex. Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, it's tough. It was kind of like shots fired. It felt like it when Darko took the podium at 9:30, exactly when I start my show. But hey, maybe that's was on purpose. In some ways, I appreciate it, man. You know, you guys want to jump in on my time. Usually, you guys don't wait. You wait until 11 or noon to do media day, but you want to start at 9:30. Maybe it's because they want to stack the day earlier so they could get on the plane to get to Calgary sooner. Whatever the reason is, I'll step aside every time because listen, I'm a fan channel. And if Darko's speaking or Scotty's speaking at the same time when I'm on, hey, I know where you guys want to go. I'm not going to try and get the Nielsen ratings from them. No. But today, hey, they're not on right now. There's no Akil Augustine live stream right now, is there? No, they're not. So I'll be here every other day when they aren't. That's right. Wayne's saying Scotty will be on Team USA. His current trajectory in the Raptors uprising will give Scotty a good chance. That's it right there. Wayne's exactly right. This year, we're coming out to get noticed. This year, we're coming out to get our coach of the year because that's how it works. You have a team that's nobody, an unknown, a team that everybody's saying, we don't understand them. Well, they excel. They become one of the top 4 teams in the East with home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. And everybody said, where the hell did the Raptors come from? I didn't expect this. It makes the coach look real good. And all of a sudden, our coach, Coach Rajakovic, is the 4th coach of the year in the Raptors franchise history. I'm telling you right now, that is something I'm going to predict right now that the Toronto Raptors are going to win coach of the year for Darko by the end of this year because he's going to look so good, guys, after the end of this year. Trust me, he's going to look so good. So that is, I have more faith in him being coach of the year than most other postseason awards happening for the Raptors in any other way, because this is how it works. No expectations. People think the Raptors ain't jack shit, and then they come out and they kick so much ass this whole entire year. Coach of the year, Darko. That's how it works. That's how it worked for Sam Mitchell. The first time a coach won the coach of the year in Toronto is because nobody expected the Raptors to do jack shit, and Coach Sam Mitchell took us to a place we had never gone to with Chris Bosh and them that one year, and it looked real good. Dwayne Casey, coach of the year before we won the championship. Nick Nurse, coach of the year after we won the championship. So it's just like, it's coming. There's going to be a 4th coach of the year, and Darko's going to be it. Darko's going to be it. That's right. Hope to see some Raptors training camp photos soon. Yeah, we're going to hear the news. It'll percolate and trickle out from the media. We'll hear stuff from Grange, Smith, and Lewinberg, and we'll probably get some little interviews each day. So I expect a couple of interviews to be dropped today from training camp with a couple of players. They'll pick 2 different players every day, I'm sure, and we'll hear from different players each day. But yeah, the news and notes coming from the reporters and what they're seeing, that's what we're going to be reporting on for the next few days and the lead up to the open practice on Friday and then the game on Sunday against Denver Nuggets. So yeah, this is the channel. If you want to get the information distilled in one place, aggregated, a one-stop shop for all things Raptors every single day, this is where you come. Because listen, it's not just me. It's Superfan Mo. It's Trevor J. It's Isaac Campbell. It's Mischief. It's Roger Raymond. It's everybody comes in here and they contribute because we all see what happens. Nothing gets past us. The RFF sees all. And if there's something going on with the Raptors, we know about it. Trust me. We know about it here. That's right. Isaac's got Scotty on blast and then me. And Fiercey's got Darko on blast. I love it. And Trevor's saying fantasy players play well, play hard. The reward's going to be beautiful for me. Okay, see, this is what Trevor's saying. Commissioner of Fun, Trevor J., the commissioner of our fantasy league, has said, listen, play hard for your fantasy team because the trophy is going to be badass. So Trevor is the guy who provides the trophies, like that Larry O'Brien behind me right there. And, well, he's saying it's going to be a real good trophy this year. So get out there and get it, fantasy players. That's right. And Isaac's put Monique on blast also. I love to see that. We love you, Superfan Mo. Such an exciting time of the year. Oh, what a great time to be alive. And the Raptors coming back this year. No expectations. RJ sees it. We're like that shark under the water they can't see that's coming up to get them. and we will get them. We're going to attack the season, like Yak said. The Raptors are ready to attack the season. And he said he's anxious to see this high frenetic, crazy defensive way we play, because this whole summer he's been playing against the second unit, and it's annoying because these guys are playing all out dog style like we do, the way that we played at Summer League, 83 turnovers in 3 games. You know, we're playing that style. And in some ways, Jakob's sick of it. He wants to play another team instead of his teammates, the young guys, the rookies from last year, because they're making them work. And you say he wants to see the theory and see what happens when they play a slower team, because in some ways we're so all out in practice against each other that it may be kind of a breather to play another NBA team instead of the backups, because Shed and Walter and all them are like that, hounding them. I love that when he said that. Yeah, he wants to see how it looks against a slower team. That's what he said, Jakob. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody. If you have not watched Media Day, go watch it. There's a lot of joy, a lot of optimism. There's a lot of good things said by the Raptors. They're all on the same page. They have their eyes on bigger prizes this year than last year. And this is a year where, yeah, we need to win. We need to win. People that doubt the Raptors and don't think the Raptors can win this year, you're going to be sorely mistaken. As long as we have good health this whole entire year, we are going to be a top team in the East. That's just the damn truth. And it's not going to be playing. It's going to be playoff. And in fact, it's probably going to be playoff with home court advantage is what I'm going to say right now. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with a Wow Wednesday. Wowing about something from training camp, I'm sure. So be ready for that. 9:30 a.m. every single morning, Eastern Standard Time. The Raptor Freak channel will be here for you like we have. Shaq Lindsay, I really appreciate your nice words today. It really is a grind. And your kind of stuff is the wind beneath my wings. As far as saying, Lex, man, I appreciate you doing this and holding up the baton and running this whole race through the whole of no basketball. Very, very long summer. Days came yesterday. Mission accomplished, Lex. No offseason for Lex. No offseason for RJ Barrett. No offseason for Scotty Barnes. No offseason for Emmanuel Quickley or the rest of the Raptors. That's right. And I love the joy and the love that Brandon Ingram has for basketball. Of course, he don't know nothing about the Maple Leafs. Of course, he don't know nothing about except for basketball and the love that he got and he grew from his dad running a rec center and opening it up at midnight to let him come there and play in the middle of the night. We know Brandon Ingram don't want load management because he wants to play, because he loves to play. And he ain't played since December the 9th of last year. So he's going to be ready to play this year. Trust me. And he's going to be ready to play defense too. Watch it. That's right. WWW. That's right. I'm going to be sorry for those teams. They better say their prayers and take their vitamins. Okay, Hulk Hogan, when they come to say us, brother, let's go, Raptors, and let's get this NBA season 2025, 2026 and surprise the world.